Kilo fait on monte chocolate. Fine, fine, oh baguette. Watch your love for like it. Why not more mountain? Your body, chocolate. Bush it ready, yeah, imade. Topado sile, kilo fait. Why now?
Hey y'all, hey.
Hey, what's going on?
We love y'all.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh my god!
It's not there yet. It's not there
I
yet.
see the crown.
Is it
I see
there
the
yet?
crown.
Is it?
I love it.
It's Aquarius season. What do you
Is
think?
it?
They
Oh, it's
are.
already?
My
Don't get
grandma
hater.
Aquarius. Her birthday was
I
last.
love that. That's adorable.
All right,
girl.
so we're starting with the death crown. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Death for Aquariuses. Okay.
Because I'll be killing these bitches.
Good comeback.
Here we go.
Good.
Nah,
That was a good one.
That's why I
Yeah,
let it go.
cause yeah, yeah.
Ah! Well, blame Darius. He put the idea in my head, y'all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was there.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's a fabulous idea. I was
What?
to wear my crowns, my many
That was
crowns
me.
until
Mhm.
Aquarius season is over.
That was me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Hey, Val.
Wait, that was you, BK?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta stop looking at pictures and start looking at names. Cause I was with her. I was like, no, that was Darius. Like I was there for that
That was
conversation.
me.
Oh shit, we both wrong.
Oh, I thought it was Darius. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. That's what I get for looking at shit while I be at work.
Yeah, like
I
that's
need to
that.
stop
It's same. Like I'm looking at
Alright.
shit as I'm driving.
Turns out.
Like you right.
I'm supposed to be working and I'm just, whatever.
It'd be interesting to have
Open up my other
happen.
bottle.
All the good shit happened during work. Shit.
My
Mhm.
bad.
Oh, that's wild.
Well, hey y'all, hey. Welcome to
Yeah.
Unicorn Straight No Chaser, where you come for the shenanigans, but you stay for the debauchery.
Always right.
As usual, I have my panel of unicorns here running wild with me. As always, we need to let the ladies introduce themselves first. Well, lady introduce herself first because I'm no lady. Jazz.
I always lose it when I hear that. Hey everybody, it's Jazz, your fancy fetish person here. Just here, being happy. I'm ready for this conversation, to be honest. Let's go.
Woo woo.
You ready to
Okay.
wrap it up?
Sound like I got gloves
Listen,
on.
even
Like,
my
sheesh.
computer must be ready for this conversation. Well, my laptop. Every time I'm on StreamYard for the last few episodes, my shit be glitching. I don't understand why. It does it no other time except for when I'm doing this show.
Mm.
I don't
Use
get
all
it.
your
Me too real
bullshit.
for the internet.
Something.
Overloaded.
They're about to shut my ass down. And of course, we have Dr. Umar here.
Here we go.
No, Sal, no. Y'all, you remember I used to have McDonald's Wi-Fi like Bears, but I got my shit fixed.
Like Bass though. Damn.
I mean, stop using.
I got my
Wi-Fi.
shit fixed. I had them come out. Verizon came out
Hey,
here.
that's 2 times in
They
1 minute.
they ran
Like
different
you
lines.
hear? You feel me? Like obviously there's some type of beef. I ain't listen. Listen.
No, it's no beef.
All right.
You kept having issues.
I was. You're right. It's
Carolyn said I hated Dr. Umar stuff. It's up and it's stuck.
I agree with Carolyn. I agree.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what you got going on.
So I am Basim the Dream. You can find me on IG and TikTok. I do have one quick announcement to make. We are bringing back the original cast of the You Asked For It podcast. And so that'll be happening within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, all right, 2 weeks. All right, we waiting on it. I want to see what y'all do. I want to support. So I know y'all.
Old episodes are still up on the original page. I think I'm going to have to make a new page because Facebook said they don't like me changing my name too many times. So yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Facebook, like, you got too many podcasters.
Yeah, pretty much. They was like, yo, like, what do you got going on?
You got to
We
speak
want
sometime.
Yeah, we want a piece of
One thing.
that action. That's really what they want.
Hey, the last Jackson. As you guys know, we also can go live now on Instagram too. So we will be having King Kurt live behind the scenes, pulling the strings and filtering in the comments from Instagram because they don't automatically populate. So folks on IG, when you comment, please be patient with us. We will see your comment eventually. And back with the smooth talking, sounding. Drop your draws, BK.
Definitely can drop them draws. Wow, I get the big screen. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's your boy BKE for life. Yeah, cosplaying, streaming, acting, dancing, podcasting, jack of all trades, but a master of none. And Mr. August for the 2024 Otaku No My Cosplay is Black calendar. Y'all go cop that. It's still a few calendars left. What's up? I heard y'all missed me last week.
We did miss you.
well, we also missed Miss Jess. Like,
listen, I wasn't going to forget her. I was waiting until everybody introduced themselves. She wasn't going to let me forget about her. Excuse me, y'all got a tickle in my throat. Oh God!
That's that little thing that's swinging back in your throat.
Child, somebody give me alcohol or eggplant. One or the other. Maybe both.
Eggplant covered.
My mind went weird bad real quick. I was like,
okay.
Maybe both. I don't know.
Well, go off.
Wait for this weekend.
I don't know. Haircut, Cardi. Cardi? Are you slowly?
The original unicorn.
Are you slowly stepping back into your soft dominance? I see a little bit more hair growth.
Soft dominance is always there. It's always prevalent. Just the hair just wasn't. This is week 2. Like it's full. It's filled in already.
That's pretty damn good. That's pretty
fast, right?
Yeah, his beard growing fast.
Yeah. Well, Chia Pet, go on and tell people who you are.
Chia Pet. Cardi. Cardi experience.
He has a sound bit now.
Daddy here, representing. Good to see y'all, beautiful people, once again.
Oh God!
What's up, Darius, in the comments?
Yes.
Cardi, I'm ready. I like that.
Shout out to Solid, my saying big pussy girl. This time around, he learned how to say big pussy.
We have our other unicorn Darius in the comments. He has to actually work and collect the check.
Oh,
Gengar with the
I love Gengar with the little tie.
I love the Gengar with the tie.
He's a dope Pokemon.
I love it. It makes me so happy every time I see it. To be honest,
I Gengar back here, but I got my screen blurred, so y'all can't see him.
What else you got hiding back there that we can't see?
Snorlax, Chimchar, Duraludon, Bulbasaur, Umbreon.
I got this baby Groot.
Just typical. I want the dancing one. I want the one in the flower pot that dances.
And I got Babam.
Oh, I'm about to get everybody's stuffies. I swear to God.
Shit.
Oh, boo! Don't do that.
You got like
Gina got Sonic on her bed every night.
That's my son. That's my son. So
okay.
I sleep with him at all times. And the kids, that's their little brother. They know that. So like, why is he on the floor? Why he not on the bed?
Yeah, we all got our plushies.
He was traveling.
You said you want to be on the show, Darius? That's what you're talking about? You want to be there? I make your money. Shit. Let me borrow $20.
I got right?
Speaking of money. Wow.
And of course, I am your queen of extra, your salt enough shenanigans, your diva of debauchery, the official HBIC of Unicorn Straight No Chaser. And I'm extra. I'm going to be so extra because I'm Aquarian. All Aquarius season. So y'all be prepared to be sick of me. You guys sing this song.
What happens after we're sick of you?
Die.
Fucking die.
I just die. I guess I'll die. Where was I? I guess I'll die.
That sounds like a personal problem.
It's your turn now. Pisces next, right?
So before we move on,
Fuck
of
Pisces.
course,
What? Fight me. Who said something about
You've
Pisces?
been
I was
hurt,
debating.
sir. You've been hurt. We know this. It's time to heal and move on.
last week we missed her so much. We missed her so much. I mean, we had Curtis and he did his best, but it's nothing like having our just the best. Not our Lord and Savior,
the best. Yeah.
but just the best.
Blue
It's
Jack.
always right on time. Okay. Hey.
Gang.
So y'all,
It gets
it's
me every
tonight.
time.
Tonight is Relationship Wars, part 2. Okay.
Round motherfucking 2.
It's about to be toxic. It's about to be healthy. It's about to be healing. It's about to be messy. It's about to be shady. It's about to be all things. Okay.
And whatever I say, don't take personal, please. This for the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Because anybody that is opposed to me, that is my nemesis on the show. But I love you in real life. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, remember, we can all sing together, but we cannot all talk together. So even though you may be passionate about your point of view on something, please try not to step on each other's vocal toes. All right.
I think we need buzzers sometimes. Just buzz in. Like, I got something to say.
I'm jumping,
Blue buzzer.
like jumping
Or
from
buzzer,
the
yeah.
top rope with the elbow. I'm getting in that conversation. I'm making my point. So y'all, Dr. Umar, the interview, we didn't even get halfway through all of the things that he touched on. I was like, it could be so much more messy if we just like talked about maybe 30 minutes of what he said, and it turned into like 2 hours. So hopefully
just so much.
Sal said this is her nice way of saying this is her shit and she runs it. Sal, I will just say that. I'm not nice. I'm kind. I'm not nice. Okay. So where we left off last week, I think oh my God. My older brother, Dr. Umar Wildin. Why be Wildin? Okay, wow. Lord. Sal, I'm gonna need you to spell correctly, because then you're gonna hear me sound.
That's that New York shit. No bother.
You're gonna hear me sound ignorant right along with him. So I'm gonna.
That's why I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I was like, his last name Wildin? No. But anyway, I know some of his personal business, so I'll be trying not to mess up. So last week I think we left off like we were discussing like what we actually think what love is and all that thing, what's our definition of love and all that shit like that, right? But let me make sure Jess is still baked there. Let's start with where he went into the fact that he felt as if you need to know your potential mate's parents before you make a decision on being with them. He was saying that, what a person's parents put into them, how they grew up, that definitely plays a part into how they're going to act in your relationship. And you can make a decision on whether or not you see some red flags based on the mama or the daddy. Okay. Jess, can you please play that parents should give you video?
Women who had their fathers in their lives in an intimate, healthy way. Men who had their mothers in their lives in an intimate, healthy way, they operate in the dating game completely different. If y'all think about the women you dated who had a loving relationship with a biological father, and the women you dated who did not know their father, I'm quite certain you can tell some differences between them. Trust, anger, vulnerability, confidence, completely different man and woman. So you need intimacy, that love. Second thing you need, and these are in no order, availability. Was mom present in your life? Was dad present in your life? Was they at the football game? Was they at the basketball game? Did they come to the birthday parties, or were they absent? Did you have parents who abandoned you? So you got intimacy, you got availability, then you also have reciprocity. Did mom and dad do for you, or did you have nothing at all? When your shoes got holes in them, did they get you another pair? You understand that? When you were still hungry at dinner, could you get another plate? Or did you live in an environment of scarcity? So you got intimacy, you have reciprocity, you have availability, and the fourth one was trust. Any trauma we got from our parents, especially the opposite sex parent, we carry over into our dating relationships.
Okay, so he said 4 things: intimacy, availability, reciprocity, and trust. That you should have gotten those 4 things.
Hopefully you got the answer by now.
That got me.
Sometimes I feel like I was put on this earth just to do this show just for Sal. Just for Sal and no one else. Sal, we are going to get to that. Even though I feel like Dr. Umar kind of told you what that was during the video, but context clues. So I think I want to start with saying, like, hey, what is your relationship with your parents? What kind of relationship did you have with your mother? What kind of relationship did you guys have with your father individually? BK, we start with you. The way, because you're looking on that lollipop, I keep looking at you like.
All right.
It is my birthday coming up.
All right, so damn. Let me sit first.
You want me to come back to you, or you good?
Is that a Red Bull?
You look like you got a whole bunch
No,
of
it's a local beer brewed here in Chicago. It's a local. It's really good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's Bavarian style, but it's really delicious. So I'll start with my mom.
Okay.
My mom was like my best friend up until like I moved out.
Okay.
I looked like her growing up. In my teenage years, a lot of people thought me and my mom were twins. That's how much I look like her. And with me being the same height as her, almost just about, when she wore flat sandals, of course. Yeah, and I was just like always with my mom. I was like always under her because I lived with her and stuff like that. And there was like her and my father always tried to compete who was the better parent with me and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my mom. Of course, I trust my mom. Listen to my mom. She taught me a majority of things I know about life and the books. My mom went to Catholic school, so I had to learn how to read, write with punctuation. Getting beat was part of education in my household. So yeah, it was like, even though it was like people like that ain't right, but shit, I'm glad she did it because I wasn't stuttering over no words in school like most of my classmates. Like I knew words, and it was like, why don't you know this word? Maybe because their parents didn't value education in them like my mom did me. Like my mom knew out of all of my siblings, I was the smartest one. And she knew like I was going to be something or try to do something with my life. So she always instilled in me and always allowed me to be an individual and be me and not allow the outside world to influence me. Even if my father didn't like it or whoever, my mom let me be my own type of individual. Like I had hair, I dressed the way I wanted. If I like something, I'm like, nah, that's not what boys wear. I'm gonna get talked about. She was like, but it's in the men section. If it wasn't for men to wear, it wouldn't be here. If you want to wear it, you should be able to wear it. You should feel comfortable and confident or whatever you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, because I really like this button up I saw at the store called Man Alive, and it was a nice button up, but the colors was like rainbow. And I was like, that's a raw, but it was really raw too. But at the end of the day, I didn't want to be talked about in high school and stuff like that. So my mom was like my own cheerleader. So she was my best friend up until I moved out. But she did have her flaws. I'm not saying she wasn't perfect, nowhere near. My mom had a lot of flaws, but as far as our relationship, yeah, that was my best friend. And
what about your dad?
And even with my father, it's like the complete opposite. Like I love my father. My father was there for me. He was in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they weren't married and together, he was in my life. My father was always there for me. It's just I wasn't the son he wanted. Like I didn't play sports. My father played football. all his life.
Okay.
I didn't play no sports. I was too busy like in the books. I want to be smart. You know, I was too busy like to look good and how I dress. My father talked about me a lot. Like he instilled a lot of like mental trauma in me, based off how Gen X parents think they should raise their sons. You can't do this. If I was a kid, I'd be singing because I like the song on the radio. He'd tell me shut the hell up because I can't sing. Or like if I wanted to, if I got showed emotion and cried, he'll talk about me and be like, I got 2 sons, not a son and a daughter. Stop that gay shit. Like shit like that. So they were complete opposite each other. Even like when I came out, my father, me and him didn't speak for like 2 weeks, but my mother, after I came out to her, she came out to me. It was like, I understand, so it was like it was complete opposite on a personal level, but I still love them both because they both. I mean, nobody's perfect. They both my parents, and they still did for me.
I think that's a great story about you coming out to your mom and then your mom came out to you.
Yeah.
Like that's a really great story. Do you feel like they instilled those 4 things into you? Did they give you those 4 things? The reciprocity, the trust, availability, intimacy?
No. The intimacy from my mom was there, not from my father. The availability was like 50-50 with both of them. The reciprocity, hell no. And the trust, I only trusted my mom. I trusted my dad.
No. That's not how he meant it. He meant the trust was, did they trust you? Like, did they show you what trust looks like? Yes.
Yeah.
They showed me what trust don't look like. So yes, they showed the opposite. So I've learned not to do that. So yeah, they showed me what trust looks like by showing me what trust is not.
What is not. Yeah, I get it.
So yeah.
Okay.
I get that.
All right. Well, let's slide on down there to the Umar since you was already talking.
Seriously,
your mother and your
we gonna really run with this. All right.
Yes. Maybe after we done this episode, we'll put it to rest, but it'll come back at some point in
time. So as far as my parents are concerned, both of them were in my life, my whole life. As far as up until my father passed away, I was like 27 or something like that. But both of them were in my life. Both of them instilled all 4 of those things.
That's good. So you should be like the picture of emotional health then.
I mean, life still happens. Like, so, I can remember my first heartbreak. I can remember those things, and just like every other man, I was 16. I never got over it. I never got over it until like I was like almost 35. Like,
really,
it was, dead ass. Like I'm dead ass. Like a lot of it went back to that. Like a lot of it went back to like when I look back at like my life and my behavior, as far as women were concerned, it was two moments in my life that happened. That actually three moments in my life that let me know that I wasn't really over it. Because every time it was a big event, like when it came to women, I always went back to that. Like literally, and would say literally the same thing I said to her, which is, I'm not in the business of changing people's feelings.
You said that to her when you were 16?
At 16. So I had a best friend that was a girl. Like she was a girl, my best friend at the time. And when I told her what was happening, she was like, yo, like, like, are you going to take the time to change her feelings about you? And I was like, fuck no. Like, no. That was that. Like, so I'm not in the business of changing people's feelings. Like, that's not in the business I'm in. I'm not a politician. So, and even if I was, I wouldn't be a politician in my personal life. So in my personal life, I'm not in the business of changing how you feel about me. It is what it is.
I like that you were able to admit that it still bothered you years and years later.
Oh, years later.
Have you ever talked to that girl since then?
So we have a lot of like mutual friends even to this day. I have never seen her or talked to her since that day.
It had that much of an impact in your life. That's crazy. Interesting. Life is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, Jazz.
I don't have a good relationship with either parent, and what my biological father passed on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will say they pretty much taught me what I didn't want in life as far as relationships or any type of connection. Do I admit that they weren't always terrible parents or terrible individuals? Yes. But I would definitely say, in my opinion, it didn't really affect me. It affected me to notice red flags quicker.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay.
So my situation is like I always live how I want to live and love how I want to love. So if I feel like I want to do A, B, and C, D for you, I'm only going to do that for you because I want to. And how you respond after, that's how I know I move with you after. So I just cut it quick. So I don't put I believe it's do you inspire me? And that's what I look for other people. So if I give you everything, my energy, whatever the case, I'm looking for that back. Not because it's expected, but because I should inspire you to like, wow, this person loves me or whatever the case, then I want to do the same for them. And if they don't reciprocate, I don't hold it against them. That was my choice to give it in any
Mhm.
way or fashion. And then if it's not connected, if it's not the same energy, that's cool. We can still be friends. We can still whatever. I just don't fuck with you like that. And this is any type of relationship, anything. I just don't got the energy. Life's too short. And I'm still gonna be banging queen. Like I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to Sal for I feel like I'm Sal's mother sometimes. It's an inappropriate relationship. Sal Sal said, "Well, my father's just a sperm donor, so there's that." And then he says, "Well, let's thank Mama BK because of her. You don't read as at a
What
Floyd
level is this?
Mayweather reading level."
Oh Jesus.
That's bad.
That's funny.
It's true.
And of course, he's saying that Mr. Boomar over there that he is in his brother's shadow. Okay, Sal, I thought you might have been saying something that I needed to pay attention to. You over here cutting up as usual. Light skin, mama, daddy, four things.
Yeah, they were both in my. They were both, present in my life to an extent, but definitely not the picture of a healthy relationship. So, I mean, even if you don't learn something, you learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it doesn't look right, you know what's wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or what's wrong is right when you're growing up.
Mhm.
That just comes, I say, at least by common sense and grace. That if you can see it and process it in a way to then project it as in, hey, this is what not to do and what this is what to do. I pretty much nitpicked what I liked and what I didn't like and what suited my personality between the both of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, my father, biggest hoe I know. Biggest hoe I know.
I wasn't expecting you to say that. Okay.
Biggest hoe I know. He's up there with like the lead singer of Kiss. He banged over like 500 chicks, been all over the world, slinging this thing around.
Sound like my
But
daddy.
of course, never taught me
Whole
about
families.
girls, how to talk to girls, how to respect women, or anything.
Okay.
But he's up there with that. And the same thing with my mother. Taught me, how to, like how to provide and like what you should do and shouldn't do, and just those basic morals that should every young man or person should have growing up. Do unto others like you're not doing to yourselves. I mean, I'm a Catholic boy. I've been Catholic school all the school years. So is that translating into the real world? Not much other than just what my personality is now. And at least I just know and grateful that I know right from wrong.
Right. Allegedly.
And
What?
know right from wrong, besides the fact me acting on it or not, at least I know. So I
Ah.
can thank them for that.
Okay.
And just hard work ethic because my dad's Caribbean, so it's like if he instilled anything in me, it's hard work ethic.
You want to have 5 jobs?
And anything my mom instilled with me, it was compassion. So
Mm.
Okay.
shout out to them for that.
Now, do you feel like you inherited the whole gene from your daddy?
Yeah, it's blood's in my veins.
Mm. But you know, we did the show on it, like whether or not cheating was genetic.
Hereditary.
Oh, just kinks. We just know kinks. That's it. I don't know about cheating.
Yeah, I don't know about cheating,
I
but you
mean,
know,
well,
just
the result of it was that they claim that there's a gene, there's a cheating gene, the Playboy gene. That's what they call it, the Playboy gene.
I think I call it bullshit. I think it's just, you know,
I think
men and their
bullshit.
biology.
Yeah.
Right. They try to make excuses.
I think it's bullshit, but you could, you know, you could pull some shit out on a bitch real quick. I can't help it.
Got 21 meat
It
chicken.
wasn't my doctor's note.
Blood. Bitch, do I talk about your diabetes? Like
I was born like
That's
this.
a disability. Jesus, that's crazy.
and then you pull
God,
a
doctor's note and
I'm about to use that, Joe. I'm like, babe, it's a disability. That's like you don't know. Except for my leg, you gotta let me go.
If cheating is a disability, I'm about to start doing it for a check. Like what?
Shoot, you telling me? I'm about to look this up after this. Watch.
run me my check, okay?
Start wearing
Exactly.
ring. I'm like, yeah, I'm married. What's up?
I mean, you don't have to have an excuse for that because there are willing women.
Definitely.
However,
I
a lot of women go after the married men.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
There are more
because it's
there are willing.
unattainable. That's a different discussion.
It's more attractive. Ty said, "Hey y'all, what's up, Ty?"
What's up?
Darius said, "Woo, my family situation isn't terrible, but there are definitely a lot of learning what not to do situations." Okay, my shit is really, really short. You already know I talk about my dysfunction all the time. I did not meet my father until I was a grown ass woman with children, and then he died a few months later.
Shit.
So, you know, he didn't have an opportunity to really teach me anything, obviously, except that niggas ain't shit. It's like, no.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
What'd you say?
Don't say that.
I mean, if that's what you got from it, I can't be mad at it.
No.
That's not what
Everybody's journey.
that's not what I got from it. But you know, comedy. That's my coping mechanism. That's the gift they gave me. And then Regina, y'all know about Regina. Regina crazy. Regina was a crackhead. Regina definitely is a borderline and a narcissist. So did they teach me those things? Hell no. I'm a survivor though. That's all.
Well, they indirectly taught you.
Oh, I do purposely try to do everything opposite of what Regina did.
That's the key. Just do the opposite.
Even my name. I did not like my name. I am not. That's not supposed to be my name. My name is not supposed to be Gina. My name is supposed to be Nicole. My father's side of the family could not find me when they were looking for me because they were looking for Nicole Johnson because my name was supposed to be Nicole Johnson. And then my mother, at the last minute, decided that she was going to change my name to Gina.
So wait, but then you didn't meet your father until you were grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he had no, like if he'd came around 2 months after and had a fight about it, cool. But you can't have a fight after the daughter is now a mother. Like, no, you can't have that fight. Neither can his family. And if his family wanted to have that fight, then they should have had that fight again.
Oh, no, I don't absolve them of anything, right? Because y'all got your own shit too. But I'm just saying, like, why did you want me to be named? Why you changed my? I don't like the being named after thing.
She was a wild card.
My daughter is named after her mother. So
random shit.
Well, even how my mom and my dad ended up together, right? And this probably part of the reason why they don't like my mom. So my dad was actually engaged to my mother's best friend. Oh, like down to the wedding was already planned and all that stuff. And then one day now this is the story I was told, that he just comes in and he is now with her. Now they don't know her; they know the best friend, and she done slid and took him in. So it doesn't necessarily make your in-laws look favorably upon you. Who's this young little trollop? You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing. I had a similar situation, so I can't say nothing.
Wait,
I'll be breaking hearts.
you stole somebody's man, or
So it wasn't so much that, just like the in-laws didn't like me in the beginning, I guess you could say. Long story short, pretty much, I have a soft heart. We all know this, hopefully. I was meeting up an ex, and mind you, strictly platonic. I was like, again, once I say no more is no more, so I can hang out with his friends. But his family kidnapped me. Real talk, like they kidnapped me, and I was supposed to meet his family the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So my ex's family pretty much was like, fuck this girl. We never accept her because how dare she, blah, blah, blah. And I had explained to him, like my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, this is the situation. This is what happened. I fucked up because I was being nice. I got kidnapped. And now I'm meeting your family at fucking 12 o'clock at night, looking like a whole weirdo. And then I remember the mom, and I was best friends with her after, but I had to like talk to her about it. And I was like, I don't know what your son told you, but this is the real thing. I was being nice, saw my ex and his family because they were in the military. So I was saying goodbye to them because I knew them for my whole life at the time.
Okay.
So, I was like, look, we're not together. We're friends. But his family kidnapped me and was like, nah, we don't got no car. Don't worry. You can't go. And I don't drive. And we didn't have Uber yet. So I'm fucked. I'm like, oh, well, this is 8 hours later. And the mom, I explained this to the mom, and she understood as a woman later, and like she was my best friend after. But then I wound up breaking up with her son after years later. So I don't know.
You can't kidnap people, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is that, but like at the time she didn't know what happened, right? So she just assumed that I just like kind of set up a whole dinner and just dipped. Yeah, and I was just like,
no.
Exactly, I just flaked this shit. And I was meeting up my ex because I think the boyfriend at the time got mad. I was like, yeah, she's meeting up with her ex. I'm like, bro, why would you say, you're making me look bad?
Yeah.
Like, you're making me look bad. I was like, it's not like I just met him and I was like, rendezvous. No, I was with his family because they were sending him off to the military again. He was going back to Afghanistan. So, and I was his only friend pretty much too. So I was like, I got you. No worries. Red flag. But anyway.
Hell yeah.
I got you.
Super red. Like,
but I'm a like I said, I'm
Scarlet.
a good girl. Bro.
Yeah, Isha.
Wild.
Yeah. What did you jump in on? Shenanigans? Always shenanigans. Yes, was telling a story about being kidnapped by her in-laws.
Yeah.
And before that, I was telling the story about how my mama stole her best friend's husband.
Yeah.
And married him.
You can't steal a man that doesn't want to be stolen.
I get that, but that's how I'm telling my mama's story.
Yeah.
The bitch stole her best friend's husband and married him.
Honestly, slide, go off.
So she was dragging it, baby.
Wrecking shit.
She came in the house and said, "Surprise, surprise!"
Exactly. we need it. We need that sound bit
because
too.
she's a saint. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep.
Wow.
Right.
That's a different level.
You can wreck your record.
I guess the siren thing runs in the family, unfortunately. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So then maybe cheating is hereditary too.
Maybe I got Playboy gene. I don't know.
If cheating is hereditary, then I must be defective in my family. Because what the fuck?
No, you're just not a controller. Because I'm the same way. Both my parents were cheaters.
Oh,
cheaters in jail. Like still getting women to like take care of him in jail. Crazy.
My father was a cheater. My father was a cheater, and apple trees don't make pears.
I like that. I need that.
You said, wait, say it again.
I said, my father was a cheater, and apple trees don't make pears.
I like that.
So
he said a lot without saying a lot.
Does that explain like all your kids?
Drop the gem on them.
No, actually, that only explains one of my children. One child was born was conceived from a cheat, like just one.
Okay.
Or rendezvous.
But it was like, but if anybody ever asked, like, if I had to explain the story, like, it would be like, yo, like, that was the longest cheat ever, like, because we were together for like years. Like, so it was more of an affair. Like, I can't even say that I was a cheater. Like, I just had, like, I always had multiple women. Yeah, I had two separate relationships, parallel relationships. And yeah, but that was always.
Was she like, Bass, leave your other family and be with me?
No, that was never a thing. I never forget one Christmas. She almost got me in trouble. She brought the rest of my kids at that point because she didn't have any at that point. She basically went all out for Christmas. She probably dropped like 3 stacks, right?
Okay.
And like I had to store this shit. Like, where am I gonna put it? I gotta put it in my house. So I walk in the crib with all this shit, and she looking at me like, where'd that come from? And I'm like, the first lie I could think of was my mom and them. Like, and eventually my mom and them she asked or something. Somehow I got caught like a year later. It happens.
Got to be
You're too
more
quick for that.
It gets you in the end.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't like lying.
Yeah. Because when you tell one lie, you gotta tell a second lie. You gotta keep up with all the lies. All right. So that being said, all right, we now have a accurate picture of the type of households we came out of in the dysfunction or the healthy situations, which does not apply to my case, that produced all of us, right? So. Umar probably would say, a lot of us are not healthy candidates to be in relationships with.
I mean, if you didn't fix the issues, right? Like, as long as you either working on or fixing or have fixed the issues, then yeah.
I don't know. I can't agree to that.
Yeah, I would say I'm 50-50 on that.
Yeah. Because I'm not healed, not to interrupt, but like for me, I did my soul searching when I was younger, when I realized what type of relationships and love I wanted to have. And again, my whole situation is I don't let it affect me to that way. I think the negative thing I most do, or most toxic thing, is I let you be you until you give yourself that rope, right? I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Peace. And then I just leave because you chose to do that. I'm not going to force you to do nothing. I'm not going to beg you to do nothing. I'm not going to do nothing. Like that. If I don't inspire, my love does not inspire you, my energy doesn't inspire you to be decent, at least to me, deuces. Like, I don't got time. And that's any relationship. So, and I did not get that. I didn't get that lesson from my parents. I didn't get none of that.
Am I the only person that does not speak to their living parent? Because I only have one living parent.
No.
I
I saw my father today, so.
Okay, so everybody else does speak to their parents then.
Yeah,
I don't.
I kind of don't have a choice.
I do.
Okay.
I speak to my sister.
Okay. I just want to know. I like peace. That's why I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I get it.
I don't do it on purpose. I don't do it on purpose.
Yeah. I'm not inspired to talk
But
to
no,
them.
I'm purposely doing it. Like I am purposely doing it.
Like I don't call them, but I don't speak to them because of family functions.
No.
Okay. My stepdad's like, yeah, please call me. No, I'm not talking to y'all. So amongst the other things, right? Pay attention to the parents. We got the picture of the parents, and he's saying that if you don't get those 4 things from your parents, you will spend your life searching for those things you did not receive from your parents and your significant other.
I can see that.
Agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't worked on it, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want something that you've seen other people have, that's what you're gonna look for.
Yeah, you're gonna look for that. Yeah.
So that's where the daddy issues come from, and
the mommy issues.
I don't think we talk enough about men having mommy issues, though.
I mean, that's because a lot of moms don't want to have that discussion because they probably doing the same shit to their sons.
Touche.
And a lot of women don't want to hear about it from men because that makes us soft, and we're not a man to speak about it.
No, I work for that. Don't worry about that. I love working on it.
But I don't think enough men will admit, like a woman will be like, I have daddy issues, right? And some women think that shit is cute too. But men won't necessarily come out and be like, yes, I have issues with women because my mother wasn't a good mom. They won't say that I'm a fucking asshole in my relationships because I have issues with my mother.
No, I can't say that. So
I can.
I don't know. I don't know. Like for me, I guess in my experience, it's the conversations and how I see people move. I watch and I observe first in relationships, especially. So again, I'm always authentically myself. I don't change myself for any person, anybody, whatever. However, if I hear a partner say certain things, or they have a lot of conversations about their mom, or they're having a lot of things about this, that, and the third, I'm clocking that. And then when I see them get a certain way, angry, or maybe the lack of intimacy or certain walls that they put up, automatically I'm like, okay, this is what the situation is. How can I, without them even knowing, because some men do get a little offensive, and women, of course, they get, defensive about it. Don't be defensive. Discuss it. We got to work on it together. And if you love that person, try to work it on with them. And I'm one of those people. So I usually, before they even tell me something, I'm the one who's usually reading it before they do. And I'm like, I already know it. Don't worry about it. And they're just like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, I know this is why you get fucking crazy about this, that, and the third. Don't worry about it. I know your mom did this, that, and the third. But that's not an excuse, if it's something negative. But just know that I'm a safe space. I'm going to help you, not help because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a professional by any means for like psychology or anything like that. But as a partner, I'm here to help you guide through that, right? Because I already had that luxury of taking care of my own self, unfortunately. So I don't want anybody to ever feel that way, especially my partner.
But do you feel like sometimes we shouldn't be taking those things on? Like, okay, I'm your partner and I'm here to support you, but also I'm not supposed to necessarily be the person that's in charge of healing you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's one of those things where I use it as a gate, I guess you could say. It's like, hey, so you don't have these excuses anymore, saying like pretty much, oh, I'm alone, right? I could never experience this. I could never be myself. I couldn't express. No, you have that with me. So since you have that with me, know that you could still grow as a person now. You could still continue your journey and you have support.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do
you
I
don't
take
need
a
your
lot
parents
of
to move on.
Yeah, that's it. If you have issues with your mom, dad, whoever, I always tell people there's a difference between talking shit and working it out, right? Being honest about it. You can talk shit, you can vent, you could do all that shit. That's perfectly fine. We're all going to need that other person to talk to about whatever. But if you have a serious issue that's hard on your heart, you need to talk about it. You need to because that's your right as a person. I don't care about anybody else's feelings. If I have beef with one person, whoever the hell it is, I'm going to let you know how I feel. And then I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm only seeing it through my end. You know what I mean?
Communication.
Yeah, shout out to Human Studios in the comments. He is the one who did our wonderful intro. Hey, Human. Maybe when I get a little bit more coins, I'm gonna have to hit you up and add some of these people that's running wild tonight to this intro. But he says that he was a product of infidelity. That must have been really hard. I can imagine navigating that. Minerva said we all have basic needs such as security, intimacy, being heard and recognized. The issue is a matter of how you seek it from others, regardless of gender or relationship type. I do feel as if that's very valid. I do feel as if I wish I had known some of these things when I was younger. It would have saved me a lot of heartache. I definitely was like in an off again, on again relationship for 10 years with somebody that if I had that information, like pay attention to how they interact with their parents, I would have never been with that person because him and his mother had the most insane toxic relationship. And that's me saying that coming from a dysfunctional family. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? The way he talked to his mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was a very...
That's a flag.
Yeah.
I get so pissed off when I see that shit.
Now, I'm not saying that she wasn't a humdinger herself. I ain't gonna speak ill of the dead.
Humdinger.
I'm not gonna speak ill of the dead. She was a lot herself. She did some crazy things too. Like I think from what I heard, she told him that his father was dead, but his father was alive. So she did her own shit too. But needless to say,
like she been on Maury once or twice.
Needless to say, he was not the most healthy, supportive, wonderful boyfriend or father at all. So some of what Umar is saying definitely hit home, and I was like, he had me for a little while. He also said that he believes that you should live together for 2 years.
Prior to getting married.
Yeah, and if after that 2 years the man is not talking about marrying you, you need to be going on your way, ladies.
Hey, Rockstar.
So that's twofold, right? Number one, he believes you should live together before marriage. Number two, ladies, if he ain't ready to marry you after 2 years, you need to be the fuck out. What y'all think about that, Bess? I see you shaking your head.
I completely agree. The whole thing, even the fact of like if the man hasn't moved in that direction. I'm not saying that y'all gotta like start planning the wedding and shit like that. But if that's not what the conversation is, like as far as like the future, then yeah, like you get move on like that, and that goes both ways. That's man or woman. Like if as the man he's pushing the issue, but she's like kind of resistant, same thing. You know what I mean? 2 years, it's up. Like be out. Like you because at that point, this is who this person is.
Okay.
If they're still wearing a mask after that, then they good at it. And at that point, it is what it is. At that point, I still say leave because you don't even know who the fuck you with.
That's true. That part is true.
Yeah, so like,
I agree with it too. I mean, in 2 years, things are supposed to change. Things are supposed to grow. Things are supposed to get better. Nothing should be regressing unless like a tragedy or something drastic happens. But if you're not taking steps forwards, you might as well be taking a step backwards.
Now, wait a minute though, because we got divorcees on the panel. Okay, do you want to get married again? Now you agreeing that after the 2 years,
yeah,
y'all should be discussing it. But as a person who has been married and divorced, a lot of people don't want to get married again. Do you want to get married again?
I think not in the sense of traditional marriage. I was thinking like maybe spiritually married and not more of law-abiding marriage.
Non-contractual marriage.
Non-contractual, yeah, because I want to keep my stuff and
you want to
lose things, and like children or be involved or shit like that. But I mean, I'd be glad to put you in the will to make it feel official or something like that. But
I mean,
other than that, like I don't need a ring. I don't need. I mean, if you want a ring, I don't need a ring. Look, if you mine, you mine. I'm yours. Yours. You have my heart. You got my heart. And it is what. That's why I like to be at.
Okay,
But,
Jan.
I mean, common laws might say something. say something else at that point.
For me, I believe in the 2 years. In my opinion, the first year is always honeymoon. I like to say. And then we're excited even when we fight. We're like, "That's my man, that's my woman. I'm gonna make sure." And then the second year, exactly, my man. And then the second year, we're just like, "I can't stand this motherfucker. Like, I can't. They don't take out the trash, whatever." And you see the real authentic person, right? Like I said, I'm also I think it's like it's still instilled in me culturally. Like I'm from the gate discussing or in my brain, like this is going to be my husband. So I always treat my husband or my wife. So I always treat my partner like they're going to be that at one point. And I'm never shy about talking about it. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be my husband one day. It's going to be my wife one day, because that shows that my commitment to you, that shows my emotional, connection with you. That shows that that's it. Like my end of the day, I'm going to get married with you, or I'm going to be connected with you. However, when it comes to like marriage, I love married. I love the idea of getting married. I'm not married. I've been engaged twice. I don't count. I think technically 3 times, but I didn't count the first time. I get annoyed very quickly. Like I said, once you don't meet me on that level, and I'm very forgiving, but once you don't meet me on that level where I need that person to be, it's just like, here's the ring back. Like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. But I don't know. Like I said, I agree with it. I can't really say anything negative. I go off. Like, go it. Yep.
Hey, Rockstar, welcome back. I missed you in the comments. I'm glad to see you, honey. Sal said, why does this sound like a plot to a Tyler Perry movie? Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
All right. So the 2 years thing. Well, living together, yes. Yes. You should have a desire to live together at some point. If you don't want to even cohabitate, you might want to question the relationship. Like, what is it?
Even in this stage of the game, just the way the rent is and inflation, like at this point, you gotta shack up to survive.
I don't want to be a hobo. Like, I don't want to be living with you just because you can't afford your rent, though. Like, now
it's so hard out here.
It is hard, but I would want it to be a mutual thing. Like, listen, I'm always at your house, you always in my house, and we could just come together and save a little bit of money in the process. But if it's like you never really spend that much time together in the first place, and then
Yeah,
you
that's
see a
different.
clear blue sky, like, ooh, I'm struggling. Why don't we move in together? No.
Nah,
I don't want those homosexuals. I don't want none of that
I
stuff.
don't know.
If,
Go ahead.
no, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, so I'm poly. So one of the things I always bring to my partners is that we should all rent an apartment complex or like own an apartment complex, and everybody gets their own unit. And I just visit you when I want to visit you. It's just like,
I like
we're
that
cool.
way too much.
No, exactly. I'm just saying.
It makes too much
We can all get in there.
The poly people is a little bit different. Y'all be
Yeah.
in the compounds and the houses with the upstairs, downstairs, and one wife in one area. And
I like
That's
scheduling
That's
stuff.
the expensive Utah poly. When you can afford 4 or 5 houses.
Yeah, that's expensive. I watch Sister Wives. That shit. I watched Sister Wives for many years. That can get really
I just started that.
It's a shit show, honey. A fucking shit show.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Hate each other. Hate each other. They hate their men. Hate all of them except for one. Like,
the one girl, she was shocked. She was like, I can have all these other wives taking care of my kids, and I work all day. I don't got to be here. And I was like, go off. I agree.
But also, if you notice, like, I think they all like they so homely looking. They so ugly. Like they don't got no flavor, no pizzazz, no spice, no nothing. Like,
did you see what
he has more than one?
That's Utah women in general.
No, no, because the Salt Lake City people, they not like that. They not like that. So it's not.
Yeah, but they ain't part of that lifestyle either. So
and he is a narcissist. Their father is a narcissist. He is an asshole. He need to let their hair go. Like it just make me mad. It just makes me.
We'll talk about this another time because I want to talk about that.
I'm like, cheat on his ass. Go fuck somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Be poly.
They're gonna change your life, baby. Anyway.
Two casserole faces.
Chaotic. I'm not getting married again. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chaotic. I'm sorry it didn't work out.
I mean, if that's your thing, then good for you.
I mean, let's see. I would say honestly, you don't know nobody till you move in with them, and that's facts. And even moving in with somebody, it probably won't even take 2 years. Sometimes after that 1 year lease is up, shit, it's over. So I don't agree with the 2 year limit because you never know people way of healing and dealing with past relationships and trauma. 2 years could be too soon. Heck, I can date you for 2 years before we even move in together.
Yeah,
the real test is after you move in together, because that first year you dating, of course y'all renting y'all own shit, and after that first year is when y'all actually probably define your relationship. And so I can date you for 2 years without living with you, but after I move in with you, I mean after 2 years, I can see myself like, all right, let's move in together. It's been 2 years, and then I gotta wait another 2 years. Like, nah, it don't. The time
or the opposite,
or the opposite. But it's just saying like, I don't agree with the time because you can do it before or longer as much as you want. I mean, yeah, my uncle, cheater. My family cheaters, but he was with his ex-wife for 13 years before he married her.
Okay, wow.
They was together 13 years before they got married.
I ain't doing no 13 years. I can tell you.
That's a bit.
Yeah, they got kids together and everything. Like, it was just they lived together, but they were just never married.
And look, it works.
I like that.
They got kids and live together.
I just think that's weird though to me. Like, if I'm with you it's a lot of people I see, like, they wait until they old and gray and now I'm finally going to marry you. We've been together for 25 years. Just married a woman. You ain't gotta have a big wedding or anything. Why not just go ahead and marry her?
What's the pressure of making it legal? Like, why do they have to get married if they happy to where they are?
So here's the other thing. If you decide that you don't want to get married, right? Then they don't even take the proper steps to make sure she is going to be taken care of.
I was about to say the paperwork issue is still the issue at that point.
Paperwork.
Yeah,
so
that's the issue.
That's why I'm saying go ahead and get married then, because niggas don't do paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then they,
that's
they
true.
wait till they get old and they like, shit, I might die.
Because
All
some
right,
people
I'm
are
gonna
against,
marry you.
like Cardi said, some people are against governmental contractual agreements. Like, because at the end of the day, the man ultimately most likely going to lose in the end. So it's like, why should I take this gamble on losing half or more of everything in my life in the future if it comes down to that?
I hear
Yes.
you. I hear you on that, and that's a legitimate fear. But if you love someone enough to say you wanna tie yourself to them for the rest of your life, then at least we can come together and have a conversation about that. Because
Yeah.
if here's my thing, I would never marry someone that I couldn't talk about breaking up with.
Right.
Like we got to have a conversation about what it looks like when when our time ends.
Right.
Because even if we don't have kids together, we just established this whole union, meaning that everyone else around us is part of it. So when we break up, we still have to interact with those people. So the circle that's around me, I still got to talk to them, and I still got to interact with them, unless I'm cutting everybody off. And I can do that. I could be that person and cut everybody off and move on, create another circle. It is what it is.
I
But
can't.
who wants to put that energy into that
Wants
if
to
I don't
split
have
friends.
to? Yeah, if I don't have
And
to, I
that's
could
dumb
just
too.
listen.
If it comes down to that, it's really still dumb.
Yeah, it's stupid. But
Like my friends are friends.
if we can't talk about breaking up and what it looks like on the other end, then I wouldn't want to marry that person anyway. So
Exactly.
when we
Yeah, I
talking
get
about
that.
marriage, we gotta then also talk about, all right, cool. If this doesn't work out, what's the next steps? Let's talk about this now while everything is great. Because in the moment when we angry
Or
that
man,
we breaking up, all this shit gonna blow up.
And,
So
and
let's talk
again,
about it now.
how about Tyler in the comments just said, what about that's what prenuptial agreements are for? But some folks don't, agree
Yeah.
to prenups or think
Mhm.
that
So
is an option or even on the table.
at
yeah.
any rate, no matter whether or not whether you decide to get married
Mhm.
or not, you still have to have adult conversation, like Dad said, about what
You
happens
shouldn't be with them.
on Mad Day, what happens then, and you have to take the time to do the paperwork. Think about the kids. Think about whatever property you may have, whatever checking and savings you may
Yeah.
No.
be having.
Forget all
Like,
that. Think about
Well,
medical decisions that can happen tomorrow.
yeah.
no,
Like,
So
that all comes in. All of that
yeah,
comes in
it's with
play.
medical.
But men,
Yeah.
not
All
men
that
per
can be done
se,
without
but
being
people don't
married.
think about that. They
No.
don't even do it for their own children. They
Mm-hmm.
definitely don't think about doing it for the person that they're sleeping with. But I've
Mm-hmm.
firsthand seen shit go wrong. My in-laws or whatever, and the man, he was married. Now him and his wife been done, not together no more. His kids grown. He chose not to divorce his wife, but it's
Mm-hmm.
cheaper to keep her. Now he's with my mother-in-law. They got a house together. They've been living together for years. Years. Okay. This man drops dead.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything. Didn't get the divorce. Didn't set her up. None of that shit. She almost didn't even get to go to the funeral. Because after all them years, and she was black and the guy was white. That white woman was so pissed after all them years, she really tried to erase her.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't together. They weren't together. And
my grandmother did it.
even my dad, my
So
and my mom were still married when my dad died. I was a grown
yeah.
ass woman with kids.
Mhm.
Sitting in the damn thing at the Social Security at the funeral home and talk
Mhm.
about Social Security and all the stuff like that or whatever. And they're like, okay, well, who does it go to? Well, I was the only legitimate child. I was born in wedlock.
Hmm.
None of my siblings were. He was still married to my mom. Technically, if he had $5, it was supposed to go to me. Now I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? I would never do that. But
Yeah.
then my sister whispered, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it. Because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Get the goddamn
No.
I'm
divorce.
sorry. I would have did that. I
Well,
would have took that check. I'm sorry. What
So you would the check.
the fuck?
I think
Cut that shit right
I mean,
now.
that's a blessing.
no.
You hit the lottery. Like what? I get Social Security for the rest of my
It wasn't
boy.
But I think when we're picking it back, just because the job I had before, I worked in a funeral home. So one of the crazy things that we always would see would be the situation. So like a husband or wife will be married before, never got divorced, And they would literally, even the wife or husband never seen that person ever again, the deceased ever again, until this moment when they got that call. They're legally in right to everything.
Mhm.
So now I don't want to say wasted, but you were not protected.
Right.
And I think that's what marriage or those contracts. And as somebody who, I hate the word prenup, but I agree to a contract, a conversation. So I'm a type of person too, where I remember my exes when I was getting, after getting engaged, and I told them same situation, like I need to have the discussion. What happens if we don't work out? Right? Because even if we don't have kids, whatever the case, I want to make sure I'm protected. You're protected. First of all, we both broke. We ain't worried about your money. I don't give a shit about your UPS check. It don't bother me. However, I want to make sure that every asset that we have together, anytime I invested time and energy to you, is not going to be instilled in somebody else or instilled in a situation just for you to, in essence, be selfish in a situation where I'm fucked up at the end.
Yeah.
So I always encourage. And I remember, like, even my ex and the same mother-in-law and everything. Her son was like popping at me like, we're getting a prenup, mind you, UPS, whatever. But he's like, we're getting a prenup, and I'm like, okay. And his mom was on. I was like, bro, no, that shit don't mean no conversation, no mind. It's about protection of her rights and her things too. And I told him too. I was like, we could talk about a contract. We can draw some stuff up, hypotheticals. I say, because here's the thing. Prenups can be null and void very easily, to be honest, because technically they're usually put under duress. Who doesn't want to be? You're usually on, cloud nine because you're excited about marriage, so you're not technically in the right state of mind, or you feel stressed out about the situation. You could also put it for that.
I call bullshit.
No, well, mind you, they got a lawyer and money.
That's what Jeezy doing right now. The Jeezy ex-wife.
I know.
That's what she doing now. That bitch ain't
You could try.
But here's the situation too. But think about it too. What would you in that situation, especially when you're in love, so fucking hard in love, and you're like, damn, if I don't sign this, my love is going to be gone. And again, not saying it's right or wrong or otherwise.
But see, that's the thing that we have. That's the issue that I have with people that look at prenups as this one clear defined document.
Yeah.
And it's not the Constitution. So a prenup is literally a contract that you can negotiate, and the things that you want to make sure that are protected, and the things that I want to make sure that are protected. And that's the end of the contract. Anything outside of the parameters of that contract are discussed on the back end. Yeah. But we can include as much as we want to. Or
think about how many times though. But think how many how many times people actually discuss prenups. Usually it's one party introducing it, and they're fucked up for signing it.
But that's the issue.
Most people don't have enough.
No, exactly. I agree.
For a goddamn prenup. Any goddamn
1 year we're talking about it. We're talking about a prenup from the second day of the second year.
Beneficiaries are very important.
Don't work in Target trying to get a prenup from me. Get the hell out of my
Well, no, I think that anybody that has children outside of the marriage that they're about to establish should have a prenuptial of some sort, because it's protecting your children at that point. Because as soon as y'all get married, that makes them the number one beneficiary of everything. That eliminates your children. So to protect your children, there should be a prenuptial of some sort. That part just makes sense to me.
Protect your children. Please get
like just to protect the kids. If nothing else, we need to be talking about protecting the kids.
Loved ones. Yes, please.
I'm not against prenups. I'm just saying, don't.
We can talk about a contract.
Don't be working at the shoe store trying to get a prenup. That's all I'm saying.
UPS. I'm telling you, UPS.
Let me go to Carolyn. The comments for a section. Carolyn said, again, for me, make me your fiance and then we can live together and see how that goes. Rockstar said, I think you should live with someone before marriage and not the other way around. That way, if I can't stand you, I can leave you or decide to marry and live apart. Chaotic said, the 2 years seems very restrictive. Okay. Minerva said, marriage when it comes to disability is an entire challenge because this country has weird financial and legal language.
Yeah.
Well, you got to invest in a really good lawyer.
It's different from state to state.
Sal asking people to marry him. I hope they for you. Carolyn said, I mean, I love you, but if I find out that you loudly chew your toenail clippings when the game's on, I'm going to lose interest real quick. You should already know that from spending a weekend with them. Reva, hey Reva, this is why you don't have one. Darius said he's basically Doug from the King of Queens asking for a prenup.
No.
That's what you did. So I was
Nah,
saying
bro.
with them kids, Facebook users said most people are too emotionally clouded to think of the worst case scenarios, unless the parties involved can disassociate and clearly think of assets that need protection.
Mhm.
AKA, we don't think about who coming over, who you calling sexy, who you talking to. I need
Hold
to
up. Wait a minute.
know who you
Mhm.
get shot it with.
Put an ad on that.
Why I knew that was her before I looked up? I was like,
Um, So yeah, everybody has mad day. I definitely think that you should live together before you get married, if at all possible. The marriage thing, I don't know that I am like you got to marry me by the 2-year mark. I don't know about all that.
No,
But
that's what I'm. That's
Oh shit.
yeah,
but that's
no,
why I said just at least talking about it. Like we got to be moving in
you're-
that direction.
I agree with you there.
Conversation.
I'm just processing out loud. But definitely, like if you not in your 20s, you shouldn't be wasting more than 5 years, respectfully, in my opinion. Like, okay,
I agree.
5 years, you
mm,
cannot talk about getting married, like really, really doing it.
Yeah.
Then that's because I'm not proposing to no nigga. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not Chrissy proposing to that nigga. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
And I know that is so like,
That shit
you
was a
know,
trap.
old fashioned,
You know
but
what the fuck she was
I
doing.
just feel like women should not propose to men. I don't know.
No, I'm just.
And then
I don't. For me
divorced months
personally,
later. That was
yeah.
the biggest fucking sham of just shimmery.
Bass, what you think? Would you like being proposed to by a woman?
I mean, I would probably say no.
Damn.
Nah, love.
It's a thing for me. Like again, I like my women to have a certain amount of confidence and things like that. So yeah, no. Not at all.
Yeah.
Use mines now.
Nah.
my brother
I'm
wife.
not going. I'm
You're
not.
gonna get
I
married
mean, it
and have
will still.
children.
Don't get me wrong. The ego stroke will be amazing. The ego stroke will be everything. But yeah, no.
See, but I seem like,
My
oh my
brother,
god.
no, seriously, my brother's wife proposed to him, and they've been married for 10 years.
Really?
Everybody's different. I'm a person like I guess it's the primal side of me. I make them work for it. So I'm dating like 8 people. Who's proposing first? That's why I was like, whoever gets me first. I'm just saying. Then I'll take their name.
Create a competition. I love it.
Exactly. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. He bought
love
me
it.
flowers last time, but that's cool. That's gravy. No, I don't do that, but still.
Oh,
hilarious.
you're talking to me. Hey, baby. Okay, you you inbox me. We not friends on Facebook. Inbox me.
She said she comes with everybody.
Jazz is
Listen.
the Bachelorette. I can see her
Lord.
having a show like her I Love New York Flavor Flav type of show.
I love
her harem of men.
Yes.
No, because like it's always like a New York chicken, like East Coast chick with an accent, that's like always on them shows.
Bro, I love it.
Wait, men, I really do want to know this though. Do you think that men know whether they want to get married to someone after 2 years?
Yeah.
They'll have a good idea. Should have a good idea.
Yeah, you got a pretty decent idea.
Yeah. I can see the future with you.
And hopefully it should be the other way around. Like,
I will hope so, because
play video games and watch TV and smoke weed all day. Well,
because
I don't know. This is what the rest of your life looks like with me.
It says,
welcome.
Like I was in lust. I can't say love anymore. I'm gonna say lust because that's exactly what it was. But yeah, like after a couple of years, y'all know I never really had a relationship. I had a situationship, but it was a 5-year situationship, and oh my god, like I was in love. I at the time, yes, I was in love. I wanted that, but they didn't want a relationship. They, even though we were exclusive, I'm like, we might as well. But yeah,
but they didn't want that contract.
They didn't want the title. They didn't want the label. They,
the responsibility.
I'm too good for them, and I'm like,
that's how you get 2 more partners,
right? And I'm just like, you got somebody else. That was my rationale behind it. You had to have somebody else.
Yeah.
And then years later, come to find out they did have somebody else. So fuck Pisces.
It's so hard.
I didn't do nothing to you. We could fight. It's fine. We'll talk about it later.
always trying to fight somebody. So, all right. So moving on. He said it's 3 different things, right, that'll really make somebody drop their mask in a relationship. He said that's pregnancy, cohabitation, and marriage. And I have to say that is true. Tell a nigga that you're pregnant, and you're gonna find out a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
How he feels about you and how he feels about this relationship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree with that. I literally sitting like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Damn, those are facts.
I got nothing. I got
Yeah.
nothing. That is 100% true.
No.
Like you
Score,
can't
I would
score one for the doctor. Score one for the doctor on that
But
one.
I wanted to,
pregnancy, cohabitation, marriage.
but I wanted to add a caveat to that. Now, I agree with what he said, but I also wanted to add to that if one of the people experienced a mental health crisis
That's
or
what
a really serious illness, I believe that will show you who the person is, right? Or if they experience a serious death and they're grieving, I believe those things will also expose the person that you're with. If you get cancer, that's one of the reasons why I'm always like, I could never be poly, right? Because I'm like, if I get really sick, you want to see what? Who? Fuck that bitch. I'm dying. You can't not believe you're going to be
difference.
until
Well, there would be a difference.
Yeah.
If you
There's a difference, yeah.
If you was a throuple, then we will both take care of you. So
yeah, I was about to say, like,
yeah. Well, for me, I have a primary partner, and then I have my other partners, right? So to me, like I said, they're all whatever, but the one I live with, well, used to live with, you know, that's the one that we would take care of each other, like husband, wife, whatever. I did have other partners, and every time I was sick or whatever, because I, you know, situations, and they would take care of me. All of them. My girl, she's sending me money. You need soup, you need this, I got you. You need this or whatever, I got you. You need your medicine to pick you up. I don't even drive. I'm going to Uber that shit to you. My other partner who lives with me, taking care of me the same. It's literally about the communication you have with them and what type, because some people are just poly or in multiple relationships just so they can not feel lonely, to be honest, or hoes. But it's how you're building that connection with them.
Let me tell you something. If I'm in this hospital and I'm dying, and you say, "Well, I gotta go see Susan because I ain't seen Susan in a couple weeks," you take another step out.
You have a bad dynamic.
That's a bad
me.
Both partners should be there helping you out. What are you talking about? No, that's not. Let me know. I got them.
That's toxic right there. Yeah.
No, that's
I don't give a fuck. That's why I'm not poly.
For paperwork.
Sign the free.
You know that shit.
I don't give a damn. I'm dying. If you don't ever get to be selfish in your life, it should be when you fucking dying. God.
And I can't disagree with that. And I can't disagree with that at all. Like me,
why I gotta wait
you shouldn't have to wait till you're dying at all.
No.
But if you are dying, is the time that you definitely should be selfish. And you should be granted that right to be selfish. And I get that. And at that moment, if any of your partners don't make you a priority, then that shows you who they are. That's all that is. It's the same thing. Whether it's one or many, it doesn't matter. They're still going to show you who they are in that moment.
So I'm be selfish.
Exactly.
We're married.
That's why I wanted to add that caveat.
So like, now I get facial cancer. It's like I always wanted to have sex with this person. You know, you should let me do it before I die. Like, what the kind of bullshit?
Fucking in the machine, just like this motherfucker about to get fucked up.
Well,
like,
I'm gonna pour the floor.
And if
I don't think that's happening today.
I charge my phone right quick.
And if you love me, you'll let it happen. And
if you love me, you'll let it happen.
What am I missing?
You better. That's one thing.
I
You better not make it through this shit. If you ring that bell,
yeah, you better die. Like you better die. Like that's it. Like if you do it, you better die. Like
that'd be hilarious.
Like you better hope they don't come up with some amazing cure in the next couple of days, nigga. You better die. Like damn, that is hard.
Like, baby, her pussy cured me. I'm here now. I'm here.
I'm real. Yeah, but you cheated on me. You cheated on me, okay?
But I'm here for you now.
You better not say ting-a-ling. None of that. For those who are not familiar, like when you get past cancer and you make it through. And
Yeah, there's the bell.
ring the bell.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it. I
When
don't
you
want
finish your last
you
chemo
can't play
treatment.
ting-a-ling-a-ling no more. You can't do nothing. I better not see you with Shaba nothing. None of that.
Excuse me. That's wild.
But yeah, you could even be monogamous, but like think about people that get into accidents and they lose their legs, something like that. Like, you know, you gotta really love a person to be like you can't
or feel really, really guilty and obligated. One or the other. So even if like that's still a mess that somebody can wear.
It's like I saw I think it might have been actually in your group, Bass, and the man, his wife, I don't know what kind of accident she was in, but like she couldn't walk and stuff like that, and he was like taking care of her and trying to help her walk, and she was saying like, you don't love me and stuff, and he was like, I do love you, and he was like just speaking life into her, and it was just like the most beautiful, so beautiful, because I get it. I would feel the same way. I can barely talk. I can't walk. Obviously, you're not going to feel sexy anymore. And he was just so loving. And I'm just like, damn.
Sometimes that encouragement and that words of affirmation from your partner, somebody that you really love, just hearing that reassurance and that positivity coming from the one person you really want to hear from can really heal you. Like a lot of stuff that happens medically is all mental. If you can mentally heal yourself and get over it, like I mentally heal myself all the time. I injure myself. I'm walking. It's gonna hurt, but I'm like, I'm not gonna let it handicap me. So and that's, it's all a mental state. Like you can really heal yourself when you put your mind to it, and just hearing that reassurance, hearing that what's the word I'm looking for, that encouragement, that those loving words from somebody you really truly have feelings for, it can make a whole difference in your health. The same way like them being negative and them being toxic can be bad for your health. It's all the same. So like if someone is in a coma, speaking to them every day can bring them out of a coma, because subconsciously, mentally, they're bringing themselves back to you. Same thing with healing. Like it is, if you can't walk, you paralyzed, but you got that person that loves you, that's picking you up, helping you walk, that physical therapy, and that's there with you, you're going to do it because you have someone that believes in you and that's on your back.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also the invisible illnesses. So being with somebody who has depression, or somebody who is bipolar, like when somebody has a mental health issue, the entire family has the mental health issue. It's not on them. It shouldn't just be on them. You know what I mean? Like we just were supporting Jess and what she was going through with her sister. Thing like the family is there. So meeting somebody that's going to love you through those difficult times and not throw it in your face or leave you. Like I had postpartum after I had my son really, really, really bad. And I was not supported the way I was supposed to be supported, especially because I ain't want no more goddamn kids. And I was asked to have that baby. So I know what that feels like to not be supported when you are going through a mental health crisis. It, like I said, the mask comes right off. Especially if you are the person who takes care of everybody else. And then it's like, okay, can somebody take care of me?
And you find out who's there for you in the end.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I cut a lot of people off this year. They sent Happy New Year. I ain't sending you shit.
Reva, you down here talking about people cheating? And Darius said the 600-pound life girls always have a man. Yes, they do.
The hell they do.
Eat that cheeseburger. They always have a man. That is 100% true.
I want a cheeseburger.
Actually, I want a cheeseburger too, but I got a hoagie waiting for me when I get mine.
Mine for my chicken wings.
She wants the meats.
Everybody wants to say what it takes for a man to be considered a man. What makes a man?
Damn, everybody backed out except for me.
My thing like crashed.
Like sheesh, Cardi like, no, I don't mute out of the camera. BK, mute out of the camera. It was like, wait, what just happened?
Cardi had to go be a daddy really quick, so I understand that. I don't know what happened to BK. One of his You know, paramours might have ran in the room. Who knows?
Okay.
But they want to say what it takes to be a man, what takes to lead a household.
Mm.
Okay, which is different depending on the person. Jazz, I'm gonna ask this to the lady.
Okay.
Do you think it takes for a man to be considered the leader of the household in your eyes?
How they are with me, and I mean that like with their walls down and everything like that, because you can make all the money, you can pay all the bills, you can, be the daddy, whatever the fuck the dom I need to be, that you need to be for me. But and the leader I need you to be. However, if you can't communicate with me when you're struggling, when you need help, when all that stuff, I can't, like, not to say this in a harsh way, but like I can't respect you or see you in that false light. You know what I mean? Because you're not letting me be your partner, right? I believe in that whole like regal thing where it's like you're my king, I'm your queen. If you can't come to me and talk to me, if you can't let me know, babe, this is a situation, this is what I need, whatever, then you can't be the leader, because in order to lead, you have to know when to be a part of the group. You know what I mean? You have to learn how to be also in that same level where we can, conquer the world together. So that's just my thing. Money definitely is important. The mentality is important, all that stuff. But the communication and respect, for our relationship and our family, not moms, dads, in-laws, all that shit. To me, like I said, as much as I respect all that, I feel when you're married or you're in that emotional contract, I guess you could say, with that person, that you're going to be together forever. I come first and our children come first if we have children.
Okay.
So I don't want to hear, not about mom, dad, like also family oriented, but how are you going to take care of us if you can't take care of yourself? That's pretty much the nutshell.
Now, I have lived with a few people.
Sal is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Isn't he? Like, a lot of times I'm laughing. I don't want people to think I'm laughing at what they're saying or being rude. I'm laughing at the shit that Sal is saying in the goddamn comments. If we can share EBT or food stamps together, then
I'm with that, because if you get EBT and food stamps and we live together, you better buy food for both of us and not just you.
Listen, but I can't get none of those things. So
I wish.
Oh my God, just what I wouldn't do for a food stamp. Anyway,
It's $200 a month. That's all I want.
So, all right, I've lived with a few different people, and like, ironically, I am very domestic. So, like, when I was home and like they were working and I left my job to stay home with the kids because we had a house full of kids, his kids, my kids, our kids, right? I made sure, I felt like I have to make sure the house is clean. And I have to make sure, like, if you worked all night, if it was his time to work at night, then I tried to make sure he had some breakfast. Like, if it was on the weekends, if he was working, during the day, then I try to make sure you had dinner when you coming home. Trying to make sure the kids were good, the house was clean. Like, I felt like that was my job. I like to do those things. I very much like to do those things. But I don't want to feel like a slave either. Like, I would like a man who also is, I see that you're sick. I see that you're not feeling well. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind taking care of the kids. Actually, I find it very attractive when men are good fathers. So if you're really good with the children, your active participation, like, that makes you a leader alone. You could do whatever you want if you step in and you are interested in helping them with their homework and teaching them things and planning outings with just you and them. Teaching them how to clean and do laundry and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? If we're both working, then we both come in and be like, okay, well, you got dinner, I'm going to clean. I'll take such and such to their practice if you get them up for school. Like,
but isn't it supposed to be like that?
Help me.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like that.
All men don't think like that.
Exactly.
Some men think, especially if.
So, question: is it the man's fault if the woman let him get away with it?
Yes.
You are responsible for being a good human being, right? Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't take away their accountability, right? Because a person can see you what you allow them to do. I strongly believe in it. So they're accountable for if you do that to them. but
Mhm.
you're also accountable for being a trashy as human beings.
Right.
Yeah.
Both
Well,
things
that's
should be true.
Mhm.
I don't want people, and there's some gender roles I do believe in. Like, don't see me out. You bet I'm not shoveling snow.
Yeah. I don't take out trash. I
I'm
don't.
not
That's not my job.
I'm not taking out the trash, and I'm not doing the yard work. I mean, I do
Oh,
flowers
yeah.
and stuff, but I shouldn't be doing the yard work. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all now, that's the part I hate about living alone the most. I like living alone until it's time for that grass to be cut, or
But I'm paying for it to get done because I'm not.
because then the creepy neighbor around the corner, he knows that I don't have a man in the house, so then he comes.
Mhm.
You need me to cut the grass for you. You know, I'll cut the grass for you. And like that would be fine if that's all it was.
Mhm.
But it's like, you look so good. I had a dream about you the other night. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kid,
I'm just cutting my grass. I'm just cutting
you.
my
I'm
grass.
paying you. So can you keep the lewd remarks to yourself? Now, but this is my thing. If you my man and I'm telling you that this nigga comes to my door
That's
and
it.
he wants money to cut the grass, but then he's also always coming on to me and saying shit that makes me feel cringy. Then I feel like you're supposed to be like, don't worry about that shit. Tell him that I'll be over there to take care of it.
Exactly.
When I notice that I'm telling you this and you don't come take care of it, I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
A little piece of me that loses a little respect for you.
Sorry.
Mhm.
It's a little piece of me that loses respect because I'm telling you this nigga makes me uncomfortable.
Well, that's why I say about being inspired, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm telling you my situation and my struggle or my discomfort, and my partner doesn't go like, "Okay, don't worry, baby, I got you." They don't even gotta tell me what they're gonna do, but they say, "Don't worry about, it, I got you." Cancel
Right.
that man. Don't worry about it, or
Right.
cancel that person. That's again same situation. I'm just like, okay, so, and this is a struggle I had in past relationships too, where I'm just like, so at this point, I'm the man in this situation,
Right.
which is which is not a problem, but at the same time, don't expect me to treat you in a certain way if I got to be everything else in the relationship. If I'm the mommy and the daddy, why the fuck am I the mommy and the daddy and still treating you like the daddy and the king? That's not respect. That's not cool for me because now I'm doing everything. And I love domestic shit. I love cooking, clean. I cook shit from scratch. Like I do that shit.
How about that?
I
Do
fucking
you
sew, knit everything. I used to sew my ex's shit like all the time, like hand sew that shit, like some grandma watching some TV. And it's a situation where like, but if I'm still the situation where you're not taking care of me in that respect, where I'm telling you, yo, babe, I'm having a situation, and you're just not inspired or not even like, don't worry, baby, I got you after. What's the fucking point? What am I doing for you? I could do that for somebody else and they respect me more.
that's just a bum at that point because it like, do you like subscribe to gender roles in a relationship? Do you like believe in that?
Me, I think it's a cultural thing. So like for me, there's certain things we're supposed to be doing, but I never put it to like, this is why I'm gonna leave that person. Right. I'm never gonna be, it's just a situation. Hey, like I let partners know from the gate. If we ever live together, my whole thing is I'll take out the trash, I'll do the dishes, I'll do whatever. However, if you're here and you're making a mess and you're doing something, take a bitch's trash out. You know what I mean? Because I hate doing that. You know that to me, I don't want to do that because that's not my role. And I hate saying it like that, but it's not my role. If you're in my house and I'm paying rent and I'm doing all this, you can at least take the fucking trash out when you stay in my place.
There's a word I like to use called helpmeet, right? Like you're supposed to be a helpmeet. And I try to be a problem solver for whoever I'm with. If you come to me and tell me that you have a problem, you don't have to ask me. I'm already in my head trying to help you fix it. If it's money, I will try to figure out a way. If I can't give it to you, to try to figure out a way that you can get it. This is a program. You could do this, that, and boom, 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 boom. If you having problems with your kids, I'm gonna try to help you fix whatever the problem is with your kids. Okay, well, maybe they need to speak to a therapist. I'm already sending you a list of people that you can reach out to and schedule an evaluation. Like I am a helpmeet. I'm naturally going to help you. You don't have to ask me. But when I see that it's not reciprocated, that's when it's a problem. Right. But if I come to you and I'm just venting and I'm not necessarily looking for anybody to help me, but you should automatically want to lessen the burden of the person that you're
inspired
and add to their life. If you don't, I don't need you to complete me, right? I'm complete and whole by myself. But you have to add to, because if you don't add, what the fuck are you here for?
Yeah, it's about lessening your burden. It's about lessening your burden.
Women will do that automatically. We will step
Exactly.
right in. Oh, baby mama acting up or whatever. I'll do baby hair. I'll take her to school. Blah, blah, blah. It is expected. Men will not automatically step up. Not all men, but there's a lot of men that will not automatically. They suck energy from you, but they do not give it back. And that is what's fucked up.
Do you think that's though due to upbringing and stuff? Like they're not usually, like just from my experience, they're not taught that half the time. As women, we're taught to be the problem solvers. We're taught to be, you're going to be a little mommy one day, right? You're going to be that person who has to solve these problems, who has to do this stuff. Where the men, like I said, their only role at the time, from my experiences growing up was your job is to pay bills, make sure the kids got food, make sure the wife got food. Wife is handling the budget, but you got to bring that budget to her. You got to take care of all this stuff. It doesn't matter if you're tired. Doesn't matter if you're sick, whatever the case. So I feel like they take it. And again, this is just me from experience where they were like, when I'm sick or I just don't want to do something, I shouldn't have to, because they're not taught that. They're not taught that they have to grunge through it half the time.
And I was like, and with the,
I'm sorry, BK. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up. In 2024, is that a real excuse? Because listen, if you are I'm saying because you talk to provide. I don't need you to provide for me. I provide for myself. I pay my own rent. I take care of my kids. Their fathers are in their lives. I don't need anything from you, right? I don't need you to be a stepdaddy. I don't need you to do that. I don't get my nails done. I'm not into that. The pedicure stuff. I can do that at home. I got locks, so I don't need no weed, and I really don't wear makeup. So what do I need? You can't provide for me financially because I don't need you to provide for me.
What do you bring to the table?
I don't like that. What do you bring to the table? But what are you adding to my life?
Exactly.
Now what? The money's going. Now what?
Are you investing in me?
What are you pouring into?
That's what I was saying. Like, can you really? That's why I was saying, like, can you really blame men? And y'all say yes, but I'm like, no.
I don't blame them.
No, it's like based on society and religion. That's how they're raised and what they're taught. That the women do this and the men do this. Unfortunately, you have the people who are like who gets brainwashed into that, but it's just like that's just the reality of what it is. We can't sit here and say, no, he's supposed to know. Not if that's not how he was raised and what he was brought up around. Like he don't know some things. Like yes, teaching moments can happen in a relationship or whatnot, but if it's not on his conscience to automatically do this because that's not how he was raised, that's not how his parents act, or that's not how the church acted, whatever like that. Women do this, men do this. That's his mindset. I can't really put the blame on that person if that's not what they're used to. If that's what they're used to and not doing.
Go ahead, man.
Would you? All right. So I hear you, BK, and I partially agree. Where I disagree is in, okay, cool, but did that person ever play a team sport or do a team or group activity? Like, does that person know how to be a partner? Does that person know how to be like in a group and be able to, see a common goal through? Because the idea, I hear you, because I hear you in the, that was how they were brought up and all of that, blah, blah, blah. I hear you. But if she just took finances off the table, 75 to 80% of men are now incompatible with most women.
Of course.
If we just take finances off the table, because a lot of times these men who are financially straight are emotionally fucked up. So they don't know how to show up and see a person that's struggling, or see a person and see like, yo, financially she's doing great, but emotionally she don't have nobody to talk to.
Exactly. And some men don't know how to talk or express emotion.
And that's the issue. So the issue isn't a manner, but and so then the issue becomes, whose job is to teach this 25, 30, 40-year-old man how to properly express himself if he doesn't want to do it?
I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, unfortunately, it falls on his partner. Because
that's the issue. It shouldn't fall on her. It should fall on him.
It shouldn't fall.
But we can't. But we can't then look at right? but we were so you're right, but we were just talking, but we started the conversation saying, well, what does it look like for a man to be a leader in a household? If we just took finances off the table, a lot of these men are emotionally stunted. They can't be leaders in the household. And that's why they're fighting so hard to be leaders in the household, because in their mind, it's something that they should. What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word?
It's
they have the right.
It's entitled. they should be entitled to this leadership position. And no, it doesn't work like that. You have to do something to earn that position. You have to show and prove that you can be a leader. So when you ask the question, my first response was demonstrated leadership ability. They would have to demonstrate the ability to lead. And also, the best leaders are great followers. So if they can't follow directions like, yo, Tuesday night trash goes out. If they can't figure that out, you know what I mean? Like that automatically lets you know, yo, you can't even follow simple directions. So how am I then supposed to trust you in leading me?
By the way, I agree with all y'all. I'm just playing devil's advocate right now.
Like you, every time you make rice or you make chicken fingers, and this is why I'm such a stickler for a woman being able to cook rice. Yo, if you can't follow the directions that are on the back of the bag, box, or whatever, then you can't follow directions. In my mind, you can't follow directions. It is what it is. Either you're too anxious about, like, you know, you're sitting there, oh my God, I'm going to burn it, I'm going to burn it, I'm going to burn it. Or, and then that's when the rice normally comes out crunchy. Or
it's good.
What it does, or
water in the pot. Like what?
I was about to say, or that's the other one, or the rice is either overcooked, or when you gave it to me, it's wet. You gave me wet rice. How? Now I gotta fry it just to get it to be okay.
We can't talk about that because I'm good at cooking rice now, but it took me years. And as a Latin woman, that is terrible.
But that's my thing though. But you learned how to do it. You committed yourself to learning how to do it. But even after you adjusted your taste buds to say crunchy rice is good.
But I would just say it wasn't because I couldn't learn directions though. It was just because I don't have time. I'm like, I'm gonna feel the spirit.
So you're rushing and not. So you're rushing and again, not following directions. If you were following directions,
I don't need to.
Exactly, but if you were following directions, you wouldn't have had to take years to learn how to cook rice.
No.
The first time you made it, it would have been perfect.
Now Bass gonna have everybody taking a woman on the first date to make some goddamn rice.
That's it, yo. We going listen.
I put out a rice cooker. I'm like, this is your rice
cookers now.
Just said good leaders don't happen overnight. Well,
it doesn't, but the partner shouldn't be the person that teaches you how to do it. You should come into the relationship knowing how to do it.
But it should be inspired.
So this is where what Dr. Umar said comes full circle, right? Mm-hmm. You take finances off the table, and now you are an emotionally stunted man, and you don't know how to show up and be present because somewhere along the way, mama or daddy didn't do something that they were supposed to do.
They didn't teach you how to do those things. They didn't sit you to the side and say, yo, you have to show up in these ways. My mother taught me. My mother pulled me to the side and said, yo, and I got to watch that relationship between my mom and dad. And I got to see what an emotional Pisces looks like against a steadfast Aries. Right? Like I got to see that relationship and getting to see that relationship and seeing how my father took care of my mother and all of the women in his life, my grandmothers, both of them, even my mother's mother, like to see how my father was with them showed me that, yo, it ain't just finances that's going to satisfy a woman. You got to be there. You got to coddle her. You got to make sure that she's emotionally okay and emotionally straight.
I don't like that word.
All right, whatever.
Let me ask you this. Even with your fiance now, you still had to learn her to know how to lead her, right? You still had to learn something from her in order to lead her properly in your house. So, like at the end of the day, to be with a partner is
I had to adjust my leadership style.
Exactly. So you still,
but I didn't have to. Partner. But I didn't learn from her. I adjusted what I already knew and applied it to her. The lesson was already learned. I already know what 2 + 2 = 4. Now I just need to apply it in an algebraic form. But 2 + 2 is still going to equal 4.
I'm dyslexic. Sorry.
Carty, you've been a little quiet. You dip back in. What do you think about all this?
You lost me at math.
What that looks like? What you mean? His math wasn't mathing?
No, I'm dyslexic. I don't fuck with math. I was like.
She said, "I'm dyslexic." You lost.
That's why she burnt the rice.
No, my rice was wet. It was worse.
It was raw. It was crunchy. It was
No, my rice was good. It was overcooked. I made pretty much porridge. It was good porridge though.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
No, I make good rice, and I learned from making
You
rice
live,
and peas. I'm just gonna say that.
you live and you learn.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
because you
Cardi.
didn't want to overcook the peas.
No,
Cardi,
man, because
what
I don't
do
want to
you-
get messed up by Jamaicans. I was gonna get fucked up if I fucked
Yes,
up their
girl,
rice.
never again with
Oh,
Pisces.
something is on my- Cardi, you
This
are
is like
a
the fifth time you've been talking shit about Pisces today, BK.
What do you?
That
What
was
did I
Throwing
do to
all the
you?
that
shots
was the
in.
biggest and worst heartbreak.
It's
of my
because we
life.
burn rice and fuck up rice. Is that it?
One of many things by
Well,
Pisces.
that one
First of
Pisces
all,
out.
maybe he just flirting. That's how he flirt. Okay.
Oh,
It's
He is
passion
way
Pisces.
too old to be flirting like that.
Let me tell you something. One thing I can agree about Pisces is they have the best sex outside Libra. However, them some fucked up individuals.
Yeah, they got issues.
I can get on half of
We'll
that.
get it together
All
one
right,
day.
y'all. Let me let Cardi answer real quick before we move on. What do you got to say as a person who was married and was supposed to be the leader of a household?
You can't have two leaders.
Okay.
You can't. I mean,
But you also have to be qualified to lead. So that's what I'm asking. Like, what did you exhibit to make you be the leader of the household?
I hate using that as an example. I hate that whole situation. But
Oh,
I can tell
child. Well, you were married. I'm just saying.
yeah. So I don't even want to speak on that. But I can
Okay.
say
What did you
afterwards,
learn?
I've learned to be a better leader. And what that looks like is also I took that what I learned from my marriage, what to do, what not to do, and also from my father, what he didn't do. Those things combined helped me to be more present as a person, let alone in my partner's life and in my children's lives. But just making sure that structure, discipline, and just to move with purpose will definitely lead you to wherever you need to go in life. And that's either just as a person or you leading your family or you just trying to lead a squadron. That's just what it is. That's the things you need, and just to handle adversity with tenacity. And that what makes a good leader. You have that, no matter who you leading, people are going to follow you.
Okay,
So-
haircut, Cardi. I
Wisdom.
really think you cut all your toxicity off. That's so interesting.
No, I told you it comes off. Things different.
He shedded his skin.
So, moving on, another bold statement that was made was that Black men have stripped Black women of the sacredness of their vagina.
Oh, fuck this conversation.
Explain that. That don't make sense.
They only look at the vagina as a pleasure source. Okay. They take the sacred when they say take the sacredness away, we give birth. The vagina helps us to give birth and things of that nature. We're the mother of mankind, blah 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 blah. Okay, so Black men have reduced, because he specifically said Black men
Said Black
have
man.
reduced the vagina,
You ever cook?
has stripped the vagina of its sacredness, and if we told Black women, we will not deal with you unless you start wearing skirts again and stop dressing provocatively, that women would do it because they value having a man at home more than anything.
So no longer putting the pussy on the pedestal.
I got a couple of points.
No, you would be putting it on a pedestal, but not viewing it as
solely.
As of now,
beauty.
the way that we look at pussy as not being sacred and just a dime a dozen.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
What, DK? You bursting over there.
Because it's like you can't put that on men when women do it. Like at the end of the day, if they throw themselves out there like that, aka ugly red, bend that ass over, let
Not
that pussy
ugly
breathe.
red.
I mean, they call her sexy, but
there's nothing sexy about
Mama
it.
ain't name her sexy.
And you also got artists who rap about this. Let's look at the song WAP, bitch. What the fuck? Like, if you put yourself out there, I mean, I get it. You want to put the power of the pussy. You own
women
up to
themselves
your
will be
shit.
valuing
But
it.
what
just
about
anyway.
women put themselves in? they put themselves out there like that in a way to where men gonna look at them like that. It was a survey done on the other day on IG. They asked women, what do you think men like BBLs or natural? And all women said BBL. Then when they asked the men, do you like BBL or natural? All the men said I like natural. So at the end of the day, the women put themselves out there because they think they know what a man want without asking what a man want, and then they make this assumption saying it's our fault that they're treated this way, and it's like, no,
that's industry.
You portrayed yourself this way that you wanted, and that's how we treat you because that's what you presented to us. And it's like at the end of the day, I'm respectful. If you want to be called a bitch or a hoe, I'm like, what's up, hoe? What up, bitch? I'm gonna do that with you, but in a way that you want, not in a horrible way. But at the end of the day, if that's how you treat yourself, I can't. You can't put that blame on men.
So men don't have no culpability at all.
At the end of the day, men are simple creatures. I was just men are simple creatures. They're gonna
very simple.
They're gonna throw it at them. Throw it at them. They're gonna go for it.
Dr. Umar is over here about to knock all this shit.
Bursting.
Go ahead.
Bursting. BK, yo, you put the cart so far in front of the horse, it ain't even on the same street. Listen, I hear you when you say that, like, this is how women present themselves now, right? Cool. What Dr. Umar was speaking to was more of a consistency and more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Conditioning, right? So women in the 80s and the 70s, yeah, you might had some that was like, sexy, they wanted to show off or whatever, but it wasn't the vast majority. The reason that it's now the vast majority is because men at that point in time showed those women, the vast minority at the time, so much attention that everybody thought that, this is what I have to do in order to attract a man. So now what you're seeing is the product of that. So who's to blame for that would be men. We can't blame women for their own conditioning. They didn't condition themselves this way. We did this.
Okay, so let me ask this question. The women who they portrayed like that, they weren't even married to women like that. Their wives that they're married to are complete opposite of the women that they portray.
Exactly. But monogamy was forced onto a people. So monogamy is now being forced onto the people. The problem with that goes to you just saying they were married to plain Jane. Yeah. But what they desired was Mary down the street.
Yeah.
Right.
So so would you rather be the one that he's married to and not happy we're asking you, would you rather be married to a miserable man or would you rather be married to a man that desires you?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'd rather be married to either way. I'm getting what's gone when you gone. I'm getting everything. So you can do what
but then we look at the ages, right? And we look at the fact that men die way sooner than women. So who's walking away with what? So this is
okay. So now y'all getting into money. We ain't talking about the money.
No. But then when you think about, like, let's say celebrities and stuff, and the women that's like this, they want the celebrity, so they portray themselves that way to get that attention, even though the celebrity may be married. And so at the end of the day, it's like all the women gonna be this way because they want a guy that's like this, that dress like this, do this. So now I'm gonna portray the celebrity, even though I'm not a celebrity, so I could try to at least get attention from a woman, because it's like, oh, you a bum, you broke, yo, you ain't even got on Air Force Ones, or you drive that type of car. It's like at the end of the day, we change ourselves to try to get the attention from the women, and it's like
they did the same thing. Can I
interject as an actual person with a vagina?
Yes.
Now I'm just saying, I have been very thin, and I am now getting thicker. Okay. When I was thinner, right? Like I said before, I said men like titties and ass and stuff like that or whatever. I could have easily been one of those people that was like, you know what? Maybe I need to go get me a BBL so that the niggas will look at me.
You don't have to though.
I you know, I don't give a fuck about none of that, baby. I'm everybody's type. But what I'm saying is, I could have easily been that person because I was like a Coi Leray. And then you see all these other girls around here, they got the ass and the titties. And that is what men look at. That is what men, social media, look at social media. People that got the 5,000, 100 million followers, all they doing is shaking their ass all goddamn day.
That's because
somebody who is not secure in themselves is going to look at it, look at all the men commenting and all the men giving them likes and all the attention that the woman is getting, and they are going to think that, you know what, if I looked like her, if I conduct myself like her, if I carry myself like her, then I will be able to get a man too. I will get men's attentions. They don't understand that it's just, people don't always understand that it's just attention. It does not equate to love. But people think that that's enough. That's enough.
If you work out,
I think that's what they want.
You would get the attention.
I said at the beginning real quick.
But you got to remember, right? We're not taught. You said all you got to do is wait for your body to change, and you could do workout and stuff like that. Women are not taught these things. They're not taught to be emotionally healthy in regards to their bodies. We're
shamed for it.
Our mothers don't have those conversations with us. They don't have conversations with us about our bodies and liking our bodies the way they are. They don't have conversations with us about sex, and that pleasure is not just for the man, it's also supposed to be pleasurable for you as well. We don't have those conversations. They tease us. If you are the skinny bitch in the family, you know Gina ain't got no ass, you know Gina ain't got no titty, I don't know what side of the family she came from. Like you that's what you experience. So you get shamed by the women, and you also get shamed by the men, and the men don't pay you attention. Men always let it be like, oh, she only like the bad boys, and she don't pay no attention to us nerdy guys and stuff like that, whatever. Also, men don't like the girls that may not look like the Instagram models. They don't pay attention to them. Okay, but then as soon as they go get a BBL, you got a fat ass. Now I'm paying attention. Now I'm talking to you. And there are men that really will wipe somebody up just because of how the person looks, because of their own insecurities, and it makes them feel better. So the men try to get finances, and the women try to achieve a certain type of look, and then two insecure people come together and fulfill a void that the person had. Like it. If the men were dating women just based on the content of their character and not what they necessarily look like, no, I don't think that people would be putting fix-a-flat in their ass.
There wouldn't be as many children out here either, because you won't just be sleeping with anything and having kids.
Men are not putting fix-a-flat in their asses. Women are literally dying to achieve a certain aesthetic,
and that's on them.
That's on them. You can't blame me.
I'm not.
Wait a minute.
Listen. I'm not blaming it all on men, but I am saying that I do think at a certain level, men do kind of have some kind of responsibility in there too, because you'll say you want natural and all the stuff like that, but then you cheat.
It's not men and it's not women.
I'm just saying. I'm here to play devil's advocate too.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not men. It's not women. It's the culture.
It's the culture.
It's superficial, and it's about capitalism.
But we are the culture.
But I also think it's the mental person. It's the person mentally. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know we are the people, but we have been controlled. We're the people, but we are not in control. It's the people that run the capitalism who put the media, who put people in certain places to influence the weak-minded people, which would be black people. So it's not on us. It's the folks are being used to portray this certain lifestyle or a certain look that we're so dumbed down enough that we have to figure out, oh, we must be looking like that to get this amount of attention. This amount of attention will equate to this amount of likes. This amount of likes will equal this amount of money.
Isn't that what America is about?
And that's what America is. It's just capitalism. Folks will use whatever they can to get what they want at any given time, be damned the consequences. So I can't say it's a man problem, it's a woman problem, when the problem is fucking attention and money and greed.
I mean, that's what the movie American Fiction is about. Like, they literally talk about, like, you have to do this in order to to
I gotta watch
Like
that.
you don't see these issues in other parts of the country. Like you don't see folks in Europe getting BBLs or like small places or
no.
getting these works
But
done.
you
Or
have
even
Korea changing everything about themselves to look alike. It does happen in every culture and everything. It's a
yeah,
situation of
in
your
some
mental,
form.
first of all, definitely. But it's like, in my opinion about it, as somebody who has always been a bigger woman, who is pretty much like the black sheep of the family as far as looks, attitude, everything, right? So I'm already in being turned down by partners I wanted or potential partners I wanted because the way I looked, my attitude, mind you, compatible 100%. And the fact of like mentally games, nerdy, all that shit, like we're great, but oh, I don't like you because you're a bigger girl, or I don't like you because this, that, and the third. You maybe your titties ain't big like your mom or your sister, or your ass ain't that big like your cousin or whoever. And that's just saying just because of the connection, right? Of like how the body's supposed to grow into itself.
Yeah,
But it's also about
Asian
that
folks.
mental.
Yeah,
But it's
Asian
also
Korea has
about
it
that mental.
bad. So like Jamaica, like Caribbean folks are
Yeah.
bleaching their skin. Folks in
Yeah.
Asia, they're making their hair look like black folks, so they're doing a whole bunch of shit to
Oh
it.
yeah.
Like folks in
It's
different cultures are looking at different trends and things and wanting to
yeah.
be that. So just
No,
not
exactly.
looking into it's
Well,
fucking crazy. And I think it's our job as adults and especially as
mm,
parents to navigate that space and be like, hey, this is why I don't let my kids listen to that garbage crap on the radio
yeah,
or say them crazy ass hip ass saying because this shit is
yeah.
superficial and
But
that's
isn't it more
not
about
what you
mental
listen
with it
to.
You
though?
old man Cardi, you be like, you can't listen to that shit
But
on
it's
radio.
No, for real shit. Like I don't
but
let my kids listen to sex. My child loves jazz. Like I got her into
oh, I love
jazz.
that
My
music.
baby don't listen to no rap, no like sexy red or anything. But if we are listening to rap, it's gonna be something that's like knowledge based,
So,
like
so
someone who's actually spitting something.
let me ask you a question because she's just now starting high school. Okay, you about to go on a bumpy ride.
Yep.
What will you say if you open the bedroom door and you hear her listening to Sexy Red?
Turn that shit off.
Dad,
One,
you don't understand. You're old. Now,
no, it's not that because I can always say, oh, back in the day, because we had
Back
Trina,
in
we
my
had
day.
all the other folks too, and
Kim.
I still wasn't allowed to listen to that stuff back in the day because I'm not at that age of maturity where I need to be listening to that type of stuff and not be acting in that type of way. Oh, yeah, you can listen to it when you get older and you on your own, or you at least maybe over 16 or 17, 18, but between 11 and 14, no, you don't need to be diving into that type of stuff.
I,
And that's just as a protective parent point of view, because I hear fucking babies, toddlers singing the Sexy Red songs,
yeah,
and
I
I'm
get
like,
it.
what future do your child have listening to this garbage? This is not going to help you in
But they
any way,
shouldn't
shape,
be.
or form.
I got a
But they
question.
shouldn't
Right?
be. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I just want to say I understand the Tyler point. I agree on that part. But as far as you said, 11 to 14, that's like preteen, beginning teenage years. You're curious. You're going to start exploring things. Would you rather cut it off at home and let her explore behind your back in the streets with friends and at school, or would you rather it happen under your roof where you can supervise it and teach while it's happening? Like,
I would like to do both. So whatever she brings home and listens to, I can always have a conversation with her about it. Like, hey, this is pretty much crap. Or if you like it, I can also show you some other things that are like it, but not as graphic or not as harmful to your fucking psyche. Because you listen to that shit all day,
No.
you and tend up to fucking believe it. And that's real shit. Like niggas out in the street who listen to that shit all day, they end up being like, oh, you from Chicago, you know.
mhm.
Like your mama ain't raised you like that, but you out here listening to this music, gang shit all fucking day, and next thing you know, you think you a killer
thank
for
you.
no fucking reason, and then you die. So I hate to say it like that, but it's the
No,
fucking
I
truth.
get you.
Like
Um,
folks get
Big fat
gassed up.
bitches. Yeah.
Let me go into comments really quick. Carolyn said, "Men will never cheat on you with someone like you. It's always the opposite."
That's
Um,
actually not true.
That's
I'm
not
Men will
true at
cheat
all.
tell
with
you,
the
Carolyn
men
said,
will cheat with the cream cheese sandwich. Like
If
I
you
said,
had a twin that was exactly the same, yeah, I
yeah,
hit
he
it.
would like what he would hit that
Nah,
too. The fuck?
Facebook user said, "I like big butts. The song doesn't specify natural. Women do a lot to be appealing." Rockstar said, "Motherfuckers always love
save
me.
your money.
All anything they be in my face. Never thought about buying a body." Rockstar, that's because you're not insecure. Um, it took me 4 kids to finally get weight and keep it up. I was so happy. My ass was huge, and my mom still always says I have no ass. My whole family look at it. But Rockstar, I do see you posting like you wish you had more weight on you, which I completely understand because I was your size before. So like you can't say entirely like you don't have like thoughts and feelings on not being as thick as other people, because you do, and it's only natural because that's all we see. Negus, hey Negus said, call Cynthia G or General Sarah. Why you guys got black men preference here? Okay, never mind. I don't know who this is.
Yeah, they were saying a lot.
Yeah, what it's saying.
Yeah, they're just talking.
And okay, that's a lot. Ty said, on a happier note, interestingly enough, we both have 2 girls. All 4 of them are different shapes, sizes, and personalities, and we make sure they know how great and beautiful they are and encourage self-expression, even if it's not the norm for most. Y'all keep doing it, but also know that teenage girls are interesting. They are very easily influenced, and
you gotta guide them.
No, you do, but high school is a lot. Carolyn said, "Hold it, Asia be like that. South Korea has it bad." I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Talking about different things that go
locks and getting afros.
Yeah.
Well, their culture is none but plastic surgery.
And Carolyn was like Boomer. Okay, let's move on to some interracial dating. Woo! Yay! Interracial dating.
Can we skip it?
Can we?
Why you want to skip it? Come on.
Nobody wants to get canceled. Like, we want to have jobs later. Like,
I think we all know where we stand with that, and this is like,
because I can't even say like that I agree with him. Like, I can't say that.
You can say whatever you want over here. Did you not see us do a whole?
Carolyn said, "Yay, vanilla in my coffee." Well, you know what, girl, you ain't not invited to.
That's never saw the cancel episode we did. We literally did an episode called the cancel episode and said
and tried to get canceled. Basically, it sounds like
it was a safe space to say whatever.
I went the fuck off that episode. It was bad.
He did. He really did.
It was bad.
I will not put clips out of that show. You can watch the entire show on your own if you want to.
I would have to do that on like a Friday.
I'm about to look that up later while I'm working out.
Jess, can you please play Sex with White Men?
Fuck, I hate this.
I don't date women who have had sex with non-African men.
Even if it was just an experience?
Yes.
Wow.
If they sex them, a date, I can live with that. A kiss, disgusting, but I might swallow it.
Oh my God.
But if she gave that honeycomb hideout to a devil, if she gave her cookies to that Caucasian
Slayer,
I cannot go back into that cave after she let a Neanderthal enter it. I cannot do it. She has disrespected her vagina and every female ancestor we've ever had.
That pussy got colonized. I can't touch it.
All right. So this is some of the things that he touched on when we got to the interracial dating part of the interview. Just because they have sex with you does not mean that they are not racist. White women date black men because they know they have the power in the relationship anytime they want, i.e. Jonathan Majors and Bill Cosby.
Get out.
If a woman cannot find a black man, she should look on a different continent or consider plural marriage just so that she can be with a black man. And women who have had sex with white men, obviously he would not touch them. A black man should not touch them. They would have to have a vaginal exorcism.
Basically, it's basically a detox.
He also said that Caucasians don't have spirits.
No, that's not what he said. No, that's not because that's my favorite line. No, my favorite line is we assume that white people have souls. That's what he said. That's what he said. We assume that white people had souls. Because then I wrote that shit down. Because I can't wait to say that shit to a white person the first chance I get.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Yeah, so he said Caucasians don't have souls, and we don't respect Black love. We treat it like a game. We need to be in a relationship to leave a legacy and to further our people. So if you, as a Black man, are marrying a white woman, you are a coon. Because how are you furthering the legacy of Black people? Because most men do not outlive their wives. And so if you are in a position of power, if you have money, you are leaving that to the white woman, and the white woman will not make sure that she takes their money and sow back into the community and our culture. These are just some of the things that he said. Now, apparently I need a vaginal exorcism.
Oh. No,
I am no good
only
to you
white
Black men.
Other cultures are still fair play.
What'd you say?
I said he only said white people. So other
he actually said non-Africans.
Non-African.
Non-African. Well, they better be.
Everyone's from Africa.
They get everybody from Africa.
Technically, everybody from Africa. So,
well, Neanderthals aren't.
Yeah, they're not.
But I'll let
everybody else,
especially everybody else from Africa.
Everybody else got black.
I feel like Bass is probably the only person that does agree with him on all these things. I will say this. I don't think that some Black men, I'm not saying all, I don't think that some Black men take enough time to think about a white woman raising their children.
100%.
I mean,
and vice versa.
We can tell who got the white mamas.
Yeah, you could spot a one with the white mama immediately.
Immediately, man or woman, we know who got the white mama.
Yeah, we know who got the white mama. That's easy.
Yeah, I don't think that they take enough. They don't think about it. I just don't think that they do. White women fetishize Black men.
Of course,
and we just we're talking about that. Who was
Darius? Darius was used. Darius like a fucking monkey.
Yeah, you got proposition, right?
Horrible.
You was a prostitute for a day or a night, wasn't you, Carty?
Yeah, I mean, but I was open for everybody. It didn't matter who he was.
Carty said, as long as you had the money.
You had the money.
I had the money right here.
But she was fetishizing you. You were a streetwalker for a white woman.
I capitalized on it too.
I consider Sicilians Black, by the way. I just wanted to say that because I think Southern
Italians are Black.
Yeah, Southern Italians are Black. So Sicilians are Black. Sicilians are Black.
They don't accept it. They don't accept
Sicilians
it.
are Black.
Absolutely. They hate it, but they fucking know.
Yeah, no,
they
exactly.
know.
It's right there.
If we go by what Umar said, they have to consider themselves to be.
That's
Black.
the issue. They have to consider themselves.
Yeah.
Because they even said Afro Latinas. Yeah, Afro Latinas.
So Dominicans don't count then.
No, most Dominicans wouldn't count.
That's sad because they're Black.
Most Dominicans wouldn't count. But all the Cubans would, even the light-skinned Cubans would count.
No, stop. Okay. Respectfully, as a Puerto Rican woman, as an island woman myself, who deals with the Caribbean problem, like the Hispanic, Latino people, there is a strong thing where but they do not want to acknowledge. They don't want to acknowledge, even if they have darker skin tones, the different hair, whatever the case, they will definitely say, oh, I'm not. I'm only Puerto Rican. I'm only Dominican. I'm only this. I'm only that, because it is ingrained in us. Where I remember like growing up, even just being on the island on the summer and just wrapping my hair up. And they were like, oh, you can't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, oh, because they're going to think you're Black. And, they're going to pretty much like the way it came off to me as a child was like, they're going to stone you down here because you're acknowledging that fact. So a lot of them do not accept it. Like I consider myself Afro-Latina because of my background. However, there's always an argument with my own family, with people, other Latino people, where they're just like, yeah. And I would break it down to them. And I'm like, well, do you know where your family comes from? Do you know where your ancestors were? Do you know what connection for that? And they're like, oh yeah, no, still I'm Spaniard, which is white. I'm Spaniard. I'm like, no, the fuck you're not. You're not.
You're part
not white either.
You're in a slave.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You're the
Like
product of
Spaniards are black as well.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing with Spaniards, though, is that like, so if there's that whole discussion, I always try to explain too. If there's ever the conversation, black versus white, there's Spaniards and then everybody else. So the Europeans. So that's pretty much what it connects to, because they fashionalized, like they got rid of the Moors, they got rid of the darker skinned people just to kind of purify them. That was their thing, to make everybody white skinned and light. That was their whole. That's why a lot of like Hispanic people sometimes have red hair, and they're like, oh yeah, we're the prize person because we're so close to the root. We're so close to the white root, the Spaniard root, which is weird. So I'm not going to get into that right now. But it's the fact that they don't acknowledge, even if we are your blood, like you do the DNA test and it proves like how close you are to Africa. They're like, no.
It's safer to be white than it is black. So
no, exactly, because you feel like you get more privileges. Same thing with Cubans. Like that was a lot of issues I have with a lot of Cubans I was friends with, because they're like, oh no, we're not black, we're white, and I'm like, I don't think so. The same thing with Dominicans. I don't think so.
I don't. Black ass Cubans and Dominicans out there trying to play that shit.
No, I'm not like, no, I'm white. I'm like, are you sure?
They be darker. I'm not black, bitch. What am I?
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
So do we think that black women, because statistically speaking, there's not equal amounts of black men for all the black women, do we think that women need to be starting to think all these outrageous ideas outside the box to try to find themselves a specific?
You know what? I want to say no, and the reason why I say this, because that kind of falls on us. If we were better, hopefully, if we were better candidates, then this wouldn't be a problem. You wouldn't have to outsource dick if we had our shit together. Now, it could just be your thing in your brain where, you just like the lighter, fairer, translucent people. Then yeah, all right, it's a thing. But I think folks try to connect to what they know and who they look like, and then also deep down inside they know their roots and their heritage and would like to keep things going. But when all else fails, when you're at the bottom of the cesspool and you can't find nobody, folks look elsewhere, and we have to fix that problem first.
The only thing I have to say to that is numbers still gonna be the numbers no matter what. If every man was available, there would still be 50% of women who are single so the idea. So and I hear you when you say outrageous ideas, Siren. I hear you when you're saying that, because I don't think that again, being poly, I don't think that a poly in any. Oh no, the rest of the shit was a lot. Yeah, you're right. The rest of it, because you talking about creating a whole passport girls thing. Yeah, that's doing the most. That's doing the most.
Africa just find my husband.
But as far as the poly situation would be considered, I think that even if every man was the perfect man, at some point we would have to consider polyamory. At some point, it would have to be, because just the numbers alone, just don't allow it.
And that's fine
for
too.
Everybody,
you don't have to go. You don't have to be with the actual white race. Just other
races to be
with. I'm just talking about white folks.
Yeah,
but
you can't be with your oppressor.
Yeah, listen.
20 years ago, your father, your grandfather, probably owned you at one point.
Yeah, it's weird.
You can't have that.
They say you can't fall in love with somebody who would have sold you back in the day.
So, do you really, really think that all of these interracial relationships that are out there's a lot? Do you really think that these people should not be together? Not any of them should be together?
75% of them shouldn't be.
75, yeah, I would say about 75%.
75% of them shouldn't be.
And what I want to say is to Carty, I don't agree with the part of if we were better, because at the end of the day, I think black men are the best there is to come. And I can't really say if we were better.
If we had, I'll rephrase that. If we had more potential, if we used our potential,
we have potential.
We have potential. If we don't,
so let's say some black men don't use their potential. Some black men could be better. Some black men could leave the fucking streets alone at 38 years old and not go to prison. But that's all that they know, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I can't say if that, because it's like we are the cream of the crop. And there are other cultures who do way worse than us. It's just not broadcasted and put out there because they want black people to look like the lowest and bottom of the barrel and the worst there is of the human race. And at the end of the day, it's just like, for years, even in the media and stuff, black people have always had to fight against the negative stereotypes that was put out there about them. So I can't really say, that I agree with what you're saying about the potential part, but I can't really say that we aren't the best there is when we are. It's just that's not portrayed. And so, like I said, it goes back to the culture, to society.
But what you're saying does not change the fact that black women are not getting married. We're not being married at the equal rate as some black men are marrying non-black women.
Yeah.
So that's all we're finding. Y'all the cream of the crop.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are the cream of the crop not?
Why are you?
Why is marriage the goal?
Yeah.
That part, I really want to know how marriage is the goal.
That's what we're talking about. We're discussing what he said on the interview. So he specifically was speaking to black women that want to be married, and you have a right to want to be married, right?
Absolutely.
If that's your goal, and you would love to marry a black man. However, it ain't looking good. Also, you got the black men like y'all.
It's rough out here.
Well,
wait. Let me complete my thought.
Okay.
So then you got the black men like y'all. Well, why is marriage the goal? Because that's what that's what for her.
No, and I get that.
So that being said, you did say that 25% of those people, okay, I don't know where you're getting your.
They should be together.
Saying that they should be married. That means that you do, on some level, say that, you know what, you should not close yourself off to love.
No. What I'm saying is the 25% that should be married, go ahead and keep them. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so
I'm not saying it. I'm saying the 25%. Go ahead and keep them, because on some real shit, in reality, in real reality, Harriet probably would have had to shoot them anyway.
Whoa.
So we can go ahead. So I hear you when you say you've had sex with a white man. Cool. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about actual relationships.
You say go keep them, then you're trying to say like those women ain't worth 2 red cents.
Women and men. You said all of the, but no, you said all of the people in relations. Over like all of them and all of them. So I'm not just saying the men, the black men. I'm saying black men and black women
are married.
I'm saying black men and black women that are married. 25% of them y'all can have.
And so you don't think that they could not be quality people?
No, it's not that they couldn't have been quality. They couldn't have been quality in the goal that we have for the community, because that's what he was talking about. He was talking about leaving a legacy for the community. So those 25% were worthless to that goal, is what I'm saying.
So that being said, that means that you think that you cannot be in a relationship with someone that is not black and offer anything of value to your community?
For the most part, no.
So
but, go ahead, Jazz. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. So I just want to jump on 2 things. One piece of advice I got back in the day, because I've tried only dating, I think maybe 1 or 2 white men. It's just not a thing for me. I'm not attracted. It's just no. And one of the reasons I was talking to my friend about it one time, and she was like, you shouldn't date anybody you have to explain your culture to.
That part.
You should, because again, like it's cute, and like it's not saying it's cute like to minimize relationship and love, right? Because I'm not doing that. But at the same time, if I have to explain to my partner why this is racist to me or why this feels insulting to me in my culture, that's a fucking problem, and that's a conversation. However, the situation can be reversed, right? What if we get a non-black man or a partner to come to me, be like, I know everything, or Hispanic, like, I know everything about your culture. I know this, I know that. Then it comes to, again, about fetishism, right? So now you're why are you so obsessed? Not saying that you can't be educated, so if you can bring to my conversation of why I'm stressed, why I fear for future children, why I feel the government is this way in the third, or whatever the case, and you can't meet me at that same level, and you can, that's a totally different dynamic. And I feel like if you're a non-black person, and I potentially offer to the black community, but how are you doing that? And are you really fully, are you only doing it because of guilt? Are you only doing it because you want to be fit in, or you're, again, fetishizing that community to be like, oh, I know all of this? It's like weebs, right? Who love fucking Japan, anime, all that shit. And they're like, I need a Japanese girl just because of this. And we're just like, that's weird as fuck. Like, you can have a passion about it. You can be like, wow, I feel I can understand. Because I think understand is a hard word, because if you haven't experienced or have connection to it, you really cannot ever understand. Right. However, that idea of them trying to understand, I can be respectful of, right? You can understand, like, I'm sorry that my ancestors did A, B, and C, but, you know, just know I love you as this person. I'm trying to build with you. And this is, I want to contribute to help build, because that's what I can offer. Again, reparations in my brain. That's how that works. The fact that you understand your situation and you're at this point now, give your time and your energy, give your finances, give what you can to help the community that your ancestors fucked over. So I can kind of, but still, me as the person I am, I couldn't be with somebody like that either. Like, I don't want to be with anybody again I have to explain my culture to, that I have to fight or even educate, even if it's not a negative conversation. I don't want to have to educate somebody about my struggle and my issues or my passion, like when I was growing up. It's weird.
Which, that is your Pennsylvania privilege. But okay, do you also feel the same way about religion? Would you say, I'm not going to be with someone, and they could be black. I don't want to be with a black person. I don't want to be with someone that's Jewish. I don't want to, because I don't want to have to explain my religion.
Well, that's the situation. I don't stop myself from that. Like, I tell my person, or tell myself, or people that I discuss this with, is like, I'm never stopping my blessings. I'm never going to say, oh, I'm never going to talk to this person because they're white. I'm never going to talk to this person emotionally, mentally, whatever, because of their religion or anything else. It's one of the part, like, it's a hurdle that we're going to have to, or a wall that we have to come over, where the fact that I have to feel comfortable enough for you to actually try to connect on that level. But from my personal experience, it has not been good. From the I think twice I even talked. No, thank you.
I guess I'm thinking about it like, if I'm listening to your viewpoint, right? I feel like I explain myself to whoever I'm dating any damn way.
So that's incredibly racist.
What happened?
That's why I was laughing. Sal is over here just.
Sal says, I want Muslim girls so she can just buy me some Muslim oils. Like, that's the dumbest fucking thing.
Like, I get that you don't want to explain your culture and everything like that. Yeah. I get that, but also we could be of two different religions, and so I would have to explain to you. I have to explain to people, why am I a witch? Why are you a witch? I'm Haitian. I got to explain things about Haitian people. I have to, like, there's a number of things that you...
It's a culture barrier.
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah, but I think it's different between...
No, like, yeah, I think there is a... No, I just think that there's a difference between explaining cultural significance and explaining everyday racism.
No, because black people are ignorant as fuck.
Bro,
they say
I had a not to interrupt, but I literally had, and no shade to the couple, you know, even though we ain't cool no more, lots of love. But the fact that I had this former friend who's a black woman had explained to her white boyfriend about Black History Month, and he was like, so, and I remember the comment was, so how do you guys celebrate? Do you guys sit at the back of the bus or something? And her reaction was nothing.
Ass whooping.
No, like at that point, it's punching me in the face.
And I'm just like,
hand smack.
And wait, so listen. So she had no response, right? She had no reaction, right?
To my, from what she told me, mind you, at that personal level, it could have been something different versus girl talk, where she told me, but she made it be like,
it wasn't a big deal, right?
To him,
and that's why they can keep the 25. That's why.
But
that is why, because that didn't get her mad. She can go with the rest of them.
They do race playing bed.
I hate interracial relationships that when that shit happen and the black person don't say shit, I'd be like, what the fuck?
No.
But he went on to make a really good point that there's a lot of people in the conscious community like that are dating others.
Yes, right? They are.
So-called woke people are dating others. But they are so-called the voice of the culture.
You
can be allies.
I think they're plants. Yeah. I think they're plants. Mm-hmm. Yes, because if there's anybody, what's the easiest way to manipulate someone? Especially someone that's married. The easiest way is to go after their wives. or their husbands. That is the easiest way to manipulate them. If you have someone who has a voice, who can clearly get a message through, then yes, by all means. And that's why I'm super glad that LeBron's mom was like, no, you're not marrying no white devil. Super glad about that.
I see Dr. Boomer now. It's
I
coming.
do think that Kanye would be in a different place if his mother was
Wholly different place. Wholly
if
different
never
place.
died, if Donda
No,
never died,
never,
him and
not
Steph
even.
would
We ain't
be
even
together.
got to go. I don't even want to go that far.
No.
I want to go before that. If he would have never broke up with the chick that was with him when he was in the accident.
That. But let's just think
Hell,
about it.
if he would have went to a black woman after that.
No, Kanye is successful because of his mother. We all know
Yeah.
Kanye is mental. His mother kept him present.
Grounded.
Yes.
She kept
Yeah,
him in the moment, like, hey, I love what you're doing. It sounds amazing, but I need you to focus.
Yeah, but
She didn't allow him to deviate, and
yeah, but
that's
she
why
also
he got
didn't set him up with someone
Yeah,
else
off
to
the rails.
continue the job. And
I mean,
that's the issue.
Sometimes all you got is your mama.
I mean, that's all he had was his mama, and he explained
that's-
all he had in his life was his mom. He had nobody else.
That's the
And
problem.
unfortunately, like, I don't know what happened to the other family, but sometimes, yeah, Kanye was literally he is still one of the greatest rappers and producers of all time to me. I don't care what nobody say. Yo, what he ran about is ran about, but when it comes to music, that man is a genius, and he got as far as he did because of his mother. So props to
agree.
Donda. Props to Donda. Donda West.
Rest in peace, Donda. If you wasn't
Donda.
trying to get a BBL,
His new wife.
On.
What?
That's also true. It's very true.
I was
but
about to say that
it's
it's
true.
how
It's
she
so
died.
true, but it's so not right.
All right, cool. Then we
I
won't
wouldn't do
talk
that.
about
My
it.
mother asked me, "Hey, can I get this little nip tuck?" I'm like, "Nope."
I don't
Nope.
think
I can pay you an awesome trainer.
I was about to say, I don't think he knew.
he didn't know. He didn't know.
Yeah, I don't think he knew.
He had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
Well,
what's going on.
She was doing it for herself.
She went
Yeah,
to, was she doing it just for herself? Or was she doing it because she was now in Hollywood and around all these people that's
I would have thought that, hey, son, I'm going to get this procedure done. I would assume they were so close. She would have said something about
I
it.
don't think that he would have let her fly to wherever she flew to get it done. He would, if he knew about it. I think he would have paid for her to have it done properly here.
Yeah, she
I
had
think
it done.
it was very proper.
Yeah, she had it done in LA.
It was just a freak.
Yeah, it was just
it
it was just complications of the
yeah.
surgery.
He went to Hollywood where it's done correctly.
Oh, well, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd have been like, "Mom, I love you too much. That's not needed."
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Like y'all said earlier in the show, women are insecure about their bodies, and as an older woman, she probably just wanted to tighten up a little bit.
Well, listen. I think if she wasn't in that limelight, she probably would have been fine with how she looked. But if you took all of us and we suddenly were super famous tomorrow and we were always on TV, we might be like, maybe I need.
Oh no, I'm gonna go get my abs done for real. Like, I'm gonna go get my abs done. Like, I'm not doing another sit up ever.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna try the natural way. I'm gonna hire one of Hollywood's top personal trainers if I become super famous. I'm like, hey, give me that. Give me the body. I'm gonna do the work. And at the end of the day,
I'm gonna eat right.
You have the resources.
I'm not running nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. I can
don't run.
lay on the table and I don't want to go through the recovery process.
I'm just gonna get a trainer.
That's my issue.
I want to get LASIK, but I don't want to go blind. So fuck LASIK.
Yeah, I don't want to go through the recovery process.
My eye.
I'm gonna just do the natural way.
See, I'm different. Like, again, as a bigger person, and I don't want to say moments of weakness as a disrespect because everybody has a moment of insecurity, right? But in those moments of myself where, again, I always see myself as gorgeous, love it. I don't got no issue. However, those moments every so often you get it, and I'm like, damn, I can go get surgery. And then I'm like, one, it's going to cost a lot of money. Strike one. I don't like spending money unless it's what I want to spend it on. Two, the upkeep after. If you know anything about surgeries, if it's a basic surgery, you always have to get upkeep every like 3 to 10 years. I don't got that. I don't got time. And my dumb ass, I don't like going to doctors anyway. So I'm going to forget about it. I'm not going to force myself. What am I spending all that money for then? I'm not going to keep it up.
I can wait for that tune up, girl.
Look, I'm just happy the way I am. Just
That's
happy,
right,
happy.
baby. That's what I'm
I'm gonna
talking
give
about.
me a
I'm
I'm gonna
happy
give
for
me
you too.
a forehead reduction. I'm gonna get a forehead
I
reduction.
knew you was
wrong
gonna
with your
fucking say
forehead?
that. You fucking
Nah,
All
you're so stupid.
that's how we got bangs. We just fix our hair. It's fine. No,
Oh
I'm
no,
good.
I've got over that a long time ago. I got a bunch of brothers. I mean, I grew up with 2 of my brothers, so of course I got over that a long time ago. That's why
Sorry, Miss Johnson. It was
that's
an
why
issue
I'm
with your
roasting
surgery.
Craig.
But I'm with you,
Instead
Bad.
of a 5 hit, we gave you a 6 hit.
If I
Yes.
Oh
can't
no.
I ain't naturally. These abs is getting sketched. I'm sorry.
absolutely. Like
This
what?
sketch.
I can't. If it can't happen
If it
naturally,
Do
can't
some
happen
cold
naturally, then
body
listen.
sculpting.
like if
Yeah.
it's taking too long, like I
I
just did
was
somebody
curious.
progress today. They did a 5-year period,
Say
and I was
body
just
by
like,
Jake.
damn, but it took you 5 years, so that's
I was
long.
eating ice cream while doing it.
Say body by Jake.
All right, so let us move on to our last topic of the evening, okay?
Oh wow.
And I thought that this was
Oh, that's right. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah.
yeah. It flew by, right? And it's still
late.
technically we could
I
do
need to watch that
do a whole
interview again. Though.
No
I
more
thought
after
it was
Umar.
interesting. They got into a discussion about colorism, and I mean, we could hear the typical conversation about colorism, but we've all heard that before, right?
I hate it.
Jess, can you please play the light-skinned men video?
In terms of the masculinity, in terms of him being able to assert himself as a man, he felt, or light-skinned brothers can feel, that they are sometimes treated like they ain't got enough swag because they're light-skinned. Absolutely. I just heard this for the first time a couple months ago, and I never heard it before that, but brothers told me that. I never knew that. That people thought light-skinned guys were weaker soft. Because when I look back in middle school and high school, a lot of the bullies were light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that the light-skinned brothers felt that they were kind of viewed as soft. I never saw it.
That's a running
but
light skin.
But I did hear this.
Yeah.
Now you're a lighter brother. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Running light skin thing, like, oh, you acting light skin.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's light skin behavior. Yeah.
Okay.
And you get that from women and men.
But that's with the colorism.
Yeah.
I've heard that. But what about your masculinity? Growing up, did you feel that you were viewed as softer or weaker because you were lighter?
So I thought that was interesting, right? We always had conversations about with light-skinned women versus dark-skinned women, right? We have that conversation all the time, but we don't necessarily focus on the light-skinned men versus dark-skinned men and how they may feel differently and how people view them and the things that we say, the negative things that we say about light-skinned men, right? So I kind of wanted to focus on that because I thought that was quite interesting because it's true. It's 100% true. We do say things and look at them as softer. Not everyone, of course. I'm speaking generally, not individually. Jazz, did you have your hand up? Or you was just thinking?
Yeah. I was eating.
Oh, she was thinking. Okay. Okay. So thankfully we have an array of men on the panel. Okay.
Let's say the niggas to the left.
Because some people might consider BK to be light skinned depending on who they are.
He is light skinned.
He is not.
I am caramel.
Thank you.
See,
but Cardi think everybody light skinned. He think I'm light skinned. I'm not fucking light skinned. So
I can understand a lot of people do call me light skinned because when I'm laughing hard, I turn red. I mean, God,
I was actually just about to ask you that.
Like
when you get upset, do you turn red? Because if you get upset or excited and you turn red, you light skinned.
But no, okay. So let me tell you something. I'm one of those. I say I'm caramel because I'm only light skinned like this up. At the end of the day, I got a dark skinned dick. I'm brown on my stomach. And
I mean shit. I got a dark skinned dick. I'm light skinned.
But that's the thing. I'm literally only light like up here, like this, like under these clothes. I'm not that light.
Then get more sun. Move out of Chicago and get more sun.
The part about being light skinned,
he said he identified as a caramel man.
Breaking news: all black men, either light or dark, all have black dicks.
It's not light skin though. Even
I never paid it any mind right now.
So I can't be in the sun a lot.
Got brown dicks.
Pink at the top. That's different.
I can't be in the sun a lot. I get sunburned. I gotta get sunscreen.
Oh, you got too much alien blood in you.
Oh my god!
Cut it out,
Like,
because I sunburn too now.
I mean, it's called sensitive skin. But
You
But no,
slick,
I'm just
Ray.
saying,
You're slick.
what I hate about the whole colorism thing is because I grew up, I'm not black enough to be black, but I know in society, I'm not light enough to be white either. So it's like I'm stuck in the middle, and it's like I never really truly felt like I fit in because of my skin color. And people will be like, "Oh, you light skin, and that's why they treat you better." No, it's because I'm articulate, respectful, and smart as fuck. And it is a stereotype that dark skinned niggas are dumb, they're violent, they don't have respect and stuff like that. And it's like, no, there are some black blue niggas that I know who are respectable, smart, and
but
they're
still violent. Can't say they're not violent.
they're being portrayed as that's
Why
how he's portrayed.
That's racist.
I don't know any dark skinned men. I don't know any
just-
men I don't know any men my complexion or darker who don't have a violent streak.
I know.
I can introduce you.
That's messed
There's
up.
a lot of them.
Yeah, get out there. Get out more.
Yeah,
There's a lot of soft dark skin niggas. There's a lot of soft dark skin niggas.
No, I'm not saying they're not soft. I'm saying that they still have a streak.
Nah.
The history of violence is horrible.
Okay, so Carty, have you
Answer. I blame Elder Bars and Drake.
have you ever personally
Like, no.
have you ever personally experienced going through that, like where you had a stereotype placed upon you because you are light?
No, because I'm fucking Cardi. I'm awesome.
And you're like 6'7". Like,
yeah, like I got it all. So
yeah, like you's a big ass nigga.
Like, I can't say what have I seen.
You ain't see his high school picture.
Oh, I'm very light skinned and lanky.
No, I'm just you ain't see his high school picture. So
very, very light skinned.
It sound good now.
It got me where I needed to go.
Yeah, but I'm saying, have you ever, even if you don't feel like you personally went through it, have you witnessed it?
I have witnessed it growing up, especially for those who are lighter than me and had mixed parents.
The high yellows.
The very high yellows are, you just came out white, but your mama black. So I've seen that, and it's definitely hurtful. I can see it, but fuck is kids. Kids are mean, but as an adult, I don't think no one really gives a fuck.
Okay.
You are what you are at this point in time.
That's a lot.
I wouldn't
about light skinned people every day.
what I'm afraid is folks who lash back out because they can't accept for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm worried about. Like the fucking the good old boys. You see, oh, he's a black guy with a fucking flag on his chest and saying "South will rise again." Like, nigga, no, like you ain't one of them.
Yeah.
Like you struggle with your identity, and it needs to be addressed.
Bass, now you are on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yes.
Do you happen to have any kind of, or as you were growing up as a darker skinned man, did you have any type of negative views towards light skinned men?
I didn't have any negative views towards them. I had a lot of situations where they were the bullies, like he was, like Dr. Umar was saying. Like a lot of times in middle and high school, the light skinned guys were the bullies. And like I'm even thinking about like my high school best friend who, we're still like really, really close to this day. Like we're gonna be in each other's weddings type shit. Like so. But he's light skinned, and I think that, and we've talked about this. He overcompensated in high school when it came to like he came off as a bully. So like even like
survival.
If we talk to any of my anybody that was like under us in high school, they would say, yeah, you and Jeff, y'all was both bullies, and I'm like, nah, I really wasn't a bully, but I hung with Jeff, and Jeff was a bully, I can't even front, but all my light-skinned friends, as far as the guys are concerned, were all overcompensators when it came to that. Like in my mind, at least how I looked at them, they all overcompensated in one way or another, to kind of like push past that particular stereotype.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely think that they had to, do more, to prove their manhood, so to speak.
Okay. I definitely am guilty of, falling into the making fun of light skinned people situation.
You still do it.
But as a light skinned girl,
You still do it.
I do it to you. That's your name. I literally be like, "What's up, light skin?" Rockstar said, "I will never forget that pic of Shamar Moore laying on the floor, and they captioned it how light skinned men fall." There was a whole thing going around making fun of light skinned men for a
like
long
the
time. Do
pit
y'all
bull
remember?
with the beard.
Yes. We still make fun of Drake though.
Lionel Richie.
Everyone, yeah, I know somebody that was just making fun of Drake, and they was like, "I went to a concert and saw him up close," and I'm like, "That is a white man."
No.
And they were like,
Him and Seinfeld are the same color.
I need a nice win.
"Oh, Mike, don't do that to me, Mike." Freckles, okay.
As soon as talking about light skin, he come in too.
I do, Mike. Now, you in the comments, and have I ever offended you? Because I do want to respectfully say, if I have ever offended y'all, I'm sorry. I don't mean it. Okay, I apologize.
I don't believe that shit in a heartbeat.
Sorry, let me
Okay,
ask you
Mike.
this.
But also, like, Mike, if y'all don't know, I
It's
don't
double dose because
I don't know Mike, but Mike is another one. He big as shit. Like, y'all all towering over me. I'm like, I can't hurt y'all feelings.
What?
I can't even reach y'all.
That don't even make sense.
Light skin niggas cry.
Carolyn said you offend me by saying you're not light skinned. Carolyn, I'm not. I am
But
just
you're not
like
dark.
DK.
Apparently, that's what I've been telling her. She won't accept
I
her fate.
identify as a caramel brown skinned woman.
If you dropped her off in Haiti, they'll look at her like you don't belong here.
That's not true.
I blame my skin complexion on my Hawaiian side. So
now have I had issues?
What about the sensitive
based
skin?
on my complexion? I actually have, and it's very weird. I have had that. I've had a light-skinned woman at work tell me that people treated me better because I had brown skin privilege. Weirdest shit I ever heard in my life.
I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
Brown
That's saying reverse racism. Like that shit don't.
No, I was about to say, is it like white guilt?
Now,
okay.
If you're saying brown skin is in Middle Eastern, yes, but black, no.
But alternately, right? I've had a dark-skinned woman at work, like the same complexion as Bez, tell me that she thought that I was light-skinned, and I told her, I said, "No, I'm not light-skinned. I said I'm just brown-skinned." And she said, "To me, I consider you to be light-skinned in my eyes." And what can I say? Like, I don't know what to say to her. So it's weird because I'm just like, I'm middle of the road. Like, everything should be cool. But
black people do the brown paper bag.
Depending on who's looking at, I've had a guy say that to me. When I was younger, I've had a guy that was like, one of the reasons I've dated you is because you passed the brown paper test. And I was like,
and you immediately broke up with him, right?
I was young. I was really young.
She's like, yeah, I passed.
I was like, no, I was in middle school. I was confused. I didn't know what it was because I was so I was like, what the fuck is that? And then when I ended up finding out what it was, that was years later.
What the fuck is brown skin privilege? That is something new that the white folks are now using to reverse the college affirmative action.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a reverse affirmative action shit right there.
Yeah, that's what they're using it as. Oh, which is not fair. I'm like, why are you trying to reverse affirmative action? Like, oh, they had their time. Like, no, you had hundreds of years to go to school at the front of the line. Like, us having it for 60 years is not enough time.
No,
fuck out of here.
Your family donates money, you're still going to get in because you may be dumb as shit, but your family donated.
Yeah, you're going to get in anyway.
We're not taking your spot. We just want to go to school.
Oh my God. Mike said you would be a white Caribbean girl. Oh my God. Rockstar, to answer your question, I am actually 5'7.5", but I always lie and say that I am 5'8" because I used to do modeling, and you need to be 5'8" to do runway work. So
that's wear platform shoes.
It is also a reason why I'm always in heels, Rockstar, and I got really good posture. It look like I'm pressing my titties out. It's an old habit to look taller.
Yeah, you just hold yourself straight.
But yeah, it's very funny. Things are perception. A lot of things are just perception in your experience. But I hate the fact that like being light skinned to some people is viewed as a negative thing. And I had to learn it when I had a daughter that was very fair, and my daughter is very, very light. And when she was a baby, she looked more like she was Jazz's kid than mine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
until her hair got a little crinklier, but she still never got that much color. People would look at us.
I turn on two different shades. I get darker. That's why I like going to the island most of the time. I don't like being in the cold because I get like real light skin and I hate it. Every winter, every cold time, I hate it. Because I'm not going to tanning salon or nothing like that.
You'll see dark skin crazy in the summertime.
Yeah, no, I love being that way.
When I had my daughter, I had to really think about the things that I was saying in front of her, because we say so many negative things about light skinned people, and it's accepted. And I was like, oh, I can't say this to my daughter. I was praying, like I literally was praying that my daughter was not going to be light skinned. Even though her dad, she looked like her dad. And I'm like, I'm with this man and I don't want my baby to look like this man.
I am the lightest out of
I
all.
I am the light of the world.
So we say things like, like people will tell me I text like a light-skinned person. Like,
what? Wait, hold on. How do you
Y'all never heard that?
No.
I mean, my head hurt.
That light-skinned text? Oh, I get that. I could show you that text, right? Because
What does that look like?
Light-skinned girls don't text you back.
Say K.
They text you back like days later. I swear to God, I can show you right now.
So because I was busy.
No, that's just a pretty girl thing. Any pretty girl do that.
Like,
yeah, any pretty girl doesn't text you back.
Because
I just forget.
It's just pretty girls with big foreheads. Like that's all of them.
Busy.
Y'all keep seeing me look down. I hate notifications. I respond.
It takes 35 seconds to text somebody back.
I'm
like busy. You can literally just say like somebody texted me earlier today and I was literally in the middle of something. You know what I said back to them? Give me a second. That's it. Give me a sec.
Something. Hold on.
Just I'm acknowledging that I got your text message. Like,
you know that.
I got you. Because she asked me a question. Like, so I had to answer the question. But I didn't want her to sit there waiting on pins and needles until I got back to her. So I'm like, yo,
was it a deep conversation?
Or if you call
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even that deep. But I'm still the person that's going to respond when you text me. If I see that you text me, I am going to respond to you in that moment just to say, yo, I see it.
And it's
even if it's that's it.
I'm gonna work on it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna work on it.
I just do voice notes.
You work on that. Appreciate us.
Because you got them blaming the whole skin of people.
Sometimes too, and I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Carolyn, you pull my card. I do have to change my foundations based on whether it's the summer or the winter.
That's terrible.
I had somebody say to me one day, they was like, "What's wrong with your face? Like, and I'm like, "What are you talking
That's
about?"
The worst. You got your winter shade on and not your summer shade.
I was like, "There's nothing wrong with me. This is what I look like in the winter time. Like, what is?"
It only happens to light skinned people.
Right.
Oh my God. That's
any color I get in the summer, I keep.
Wait, the guys. Anytime in the summertime, they say your real skin complexion. Take that watch off, and whatever your skin color is,
for women, lift your titty.
Oh yeah.
That's
not covered up.
Anything under there is going to be the real color. Anything under there is going to be the real color.
Yeah, it's really a thing.
Wow.
I think we need to be better. Yeah, we definitely got to be better as people with not saying negative things based on your complexion. Because I do think that it can be hard for light-skinned people, and my daughter in particular, because
especially albino people.
She her dad is her biological father is dead. So everybody she is around, nobody looks like her. They're all on their side. And the side of my family I do have a whole side of my family that looks just like her, but I don't talk to them. They don't deal with my mom, so they don't deal with me. And so she would fit right in with them, but she doesn't get to see them. So it probably could be isolated. And when she was younger, she thought she was white.
Yeah.
And I was like, ma'am, you're not white. I'm black. Do I look white to you?
King Kurt says, men real color is on their ball sack.
Oh my god.
Man, I'm darker than
That's the
you.
darkest part of our bodies. No.
Right.
Right. That's like,
Because I feel like my booty is much darker than, so that's my real color. I'm dark skinned. My booty hole
there
brown.
we go. Whoa, and that's our show. Thanks for watching. Unicorn Night Chaser. I am the Carty Experience.
First of all, Mike, I hope you was watching the show the whole entire time and you ain't come in late because you should have been commenting. Okay, I'm glad that you're here and I hope you come back. King Kurt Live, where the hell you been at? Don't come in here showing up, trying to show out and cause commotion in the comments.
I thought he was handling IG the whole time.
No, that nigga was asleep.
Yeah,
He fell asleep. I was trying to get in touch with him, and I'm assuming he fell asleep. Anyway.
Other than that, he was just ignoring you, and he ain't that pretty.
No, the little bouncing ball with people. You like Facebook are telling you, you see my fucking message. I see the boop 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 boop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, me too, Carolyn. My areolas is my real skin color too. Yep, that one.
Don't say that, because man, never mind. I know a few women with red areolas, so just.
I mean, identify as. So anyway, guys.
Red areolas.
Somewhere down the line, we will do Relationship Wars Part 3. But we're gonna take a break because we got to get back to the debauchery next week, and deep dive into some weird sexual fetish that y'all will complain about, but you will keep commenting and watching because really y'all nasty and y'all like it. Okay. If you enjoy the shenanigans and the debauchery that we bring to you every week, please give us poor struggling content creators some stars. Okay. Just a little something.
Jeez, I'm broke. I didn't get my W2 yet. Come on.
I got mine.
I didn't get mine.
And if you on Twitch, give us some biddies and you might get some titties.
There we go.
Y'all got to give up a lot of stars to get some titties, is all I'm saying. Carolyn says she wants to debate Bassine one of these days. So we're going to do that, Carolyn. I'm going to try to see if I can
that
get
might turn into a flirt.
We're doing that nurse show, right? We gotta,
I want to get you and my other friend that's a nurse on here. I'm trying to think of something. Let my mind work. Let me cook. Is we're going to figure it out. But I'll try to make sure that Bass is available. And that way y'all can go head to head.
Why, why can't we be like partners and go like in the same direction?
That's what we like.
But she don't agree with you.
Like get the.
She says she want to debate you, which means she's purposely
She
going to be on the opposite.
A little bit.
Yeah, like she's just going to be opposite for no reason. Like
she enjoys it. Okay. Anyway.
Maybe.
Meow.
She don't enjoy it enough to be poly. Never mind.
If y'all missed, no, Carolyn is like very vanilla. I think she want to watch or something, but
yeah, she a voyeur.
That's what I heard. Carolyn, a little birdie
for her.
You like to
watch.
Hey, girl.
Can we tussle? Who wants to tussle?
I mean, she said
Rockstar wanted to. Listen.
I mean, I'll debate anybody. Don't matter. Don't matter any side.
I don't know what's going on. We got Carolyn, we got Reva, we got Rockstar.
It's a fight episode.
So I'm trying to fuck everybody. So this thing, I don't even know.
One thing for sure.
That's that play fighting and wrestling in the bed and be like,
No. I'm in the chat with her. She murder. She a little vanilla. She'll be nasty for her man, but that's it.
Wow.
I'm a sucker for uniform, so she show up in scrubs. I'm folding. I'm sorry.
This is true. This is true. This is absolutely true for me.
Folding. You pull up in scrubs.
Yeah,
scrubs with her glasses on.
Yeah,
bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh. Oh my God.
Listen, nurses and teachers.
Bruh,
GQ put out this article probably 2 decades ago at this point. But they put out this article that said that the most sexual women are all teachers and nurses.
Because they're giving.
Well, I feel like
they're giving, they're nurturing. I can see that.
So they want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And-
So,
and
man,
the
this shit's
nurses have a
amazing.
good,
Never mind. Let me stop.
Nurses understand anatomy, so that's another.
That and what's the other ones?
I
The
just like uniforms.
I call them the women that try to save the world. The women that are in like mental health, social services, and things like that. Therapists, psychologists. Yeah, them too.
Aquariuses.
Yeah, them too.
Those are
Pisces.
those are professions that.
Yeah, I was about to say Aquarius and Geminis tend to fill those roles.
Pisces getting shitted on always, huh?
Don't you
That's
put me
crazy.
next to no Gemini.
Crazy.
They didn't.
Blame
I
your
don't
other
think
Pisceans.
qualified to be next to us air signs. Anyway.
I'm a March Pisces, goddammit.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
No, we're not.
One.
February
We
Pisces
are.
are the worst.
All
February
the-
Pisces
all
are the
the-
worst.
All the Pisces that broke my heart were all born in March.
Silence. It's Aquarius.
We'll argue about this later. I'm defending my people. Some of them, not all of them. They're trash. March.
Silence. It is
Every heart-
Aquarius season, okay? All y'all
Yeah,
other zodiacs
Pisces.
are relevant right now. Y'all wait y'all turn, stay in your
Oh
lane.
my goodness gracious, y'all.
Pisces, you got next. You can do what you
We
need to
can
do. Then.
It was all good when it was Sagittarius season.
We
But
can
now look at
Eh.
y'all fighting and arguing.
Wait your turn, Curtis. Curtis Aloysius Leroy Brown. Okay.
Damn.
Aloysius, what?
Leroy.
Come on, oh, y'all don't know
Man,
who Leroy is.
She didn't say Leroy. She said Leroy.
Leroy.
Liz,
Oh.
Leroy. That's how it's
I said
pronounced.
Aloysius. Like what in the Willy Wonka name?
Aloysius.
Curtis Leroy Lavander Brown.
Lavender. It's pronounced lavender.
Oh, gosh.
Your middle name's Lavender? No, it's Lavender.
Lavender. I don't lie, that sounds good. When you say it like that,
Like
hmm.
Luther
I'm about to go
Lavender.
see Sims later.
Oh.
I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves tonight. If you missed part 1 from last week, please go back on YouTube or Facebook right here and rewatch the. If it fall off, it's going to probably happen when it's in your mouth. Boop. Anyway, so
That's
y'all
that one.
watch part 1
Following the booty hole.
from last week. Okay. And catch us every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are now on Instagram, so you can watch us live there as well. If it was your first,
Oh. Herbert responded to his text message.
yes, if it wasn't, if it was your first time here, please come back again. As you can see, it's chaotic. It's chaotic, but that's the way that we like it. Jazz, can you please tell the people where they can find you at?
I am on pretty much all social medias as Ms. Giselle. New TikTok is going to be Fet Talk, where I talk about fetish topics and other crazy shit. So go on that if you wish. Add me. I follow back. Unless it's crappy. I'm not doing that shit. Anyway. No, because sometimes they don't got nothing. And that pisses me off. I'm like, why are you following me? Jackass, do something with yourself. Sorry. I'm drinking. I'm drunk. I'm sorry. Anyway, pretty much.
Not all
That's it.
2 beers.
No, I had more than that. I was working. I worked late. So
All right. Because
I
I'm
was
looking
drinking.
like I just saw you just had 2 beers.
2 tall cans at that.
Look. Okay.
all my other bottles are over there. I'm not getting up.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Somebody
want you to
Puerto
get-
Rican, don't say that.
I'm about to say, that's that Puerto Rican ass. She over there
Hey.
down in the beers like it ain't
Hey.
nothing.
Bass, please tell the people where they can find you at.
Again, I am Basim the Dream everywhere. The Dream. Not the Dream. We pronounce our words properly and we enunciate around these parts.
All right, that was it. Wait,
All right.
wait. Let me just say this. During the show, Bass be paragraphs, okay? Let me give you my soliloquy and my monologue.
Yeah, but I
But
don't
you
have
know,
an
I'm
ego.
like,
That's not for me
yeah.
though. That's
I'm
not
that
for
nigga.
me. During the show ain't for the ain't you know what I mean? That's not for me. That's to get the message out. That's for the message. Whereas though like this is all ego to me. Like this is all so like nah, I'm good. Like my ego ain't that big.
Okay.
She gave you that way man term for low down dirty shave. She said,
I love y'all so much. I really do. Where have y'all been all my life? BK, tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me. You can find me at BKE for Life on all platforms. That's literally all platforms, everything. That's my name. Just go ahead and hit that follow button.
Light skin. Oh, I did it again. My bad.
See?
Yeah, I'm turning red. I'm turning red. Let me stop.
Tall black man. Where can they
Tall black man now.
A short beard.
Might as well just call me a nigger. God damn.
You're right.
Where can they find you at, nigger? Like, what? What's going on?
Bash, you missed it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Shit.
the Carty Experience on Instagram. Please follow me. Give you daily content of hilarious memes and videos. It'll make your day. So, yeah, Carty Experience. Go follow now, and do it because I'm nice.
Kill me.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Whew, I'm trying to get my shit together. All right. And I am Miss Siren by Night on all platforms.
What did it come up? Almond butter.
He's coming for everyone's booty hole now. What the hell?
You so almondy with your little almonds.
Yes, go get the mirror.
Oh, wow.
It'll still get 8. Just saying.
Get the mirror.
Oh my god. I'm at Siren by Night on all platforms. I'm at Siren by Night on IG. I'm at Siren by Night on Facebook. And I'm at Siren _ by Night on TikTok only, okay? And I will be here Aquarian all Aquarius season. And then I will tip it over to Jazz and we gonna party for the Pisces because I don't dislike Pisces at all.
Only the good Pisces. We don't fuck with the bad Pisces.
The good Pisces. We gonna party. Like, listen, Jazz.
My mother's a Pisces.
I'm gonna rephrase for Jazz. Fuck male Pisces, okay?
Oh.
I've had shitty male Pisces. I get it.
I'll take that.
Women are just as bad, though.
Not me.
Okay, guys.
Good thing I'm lovely. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening. And Cash App and Aquarius. Any Aquarius you know, but preferably me. Have a good night. Good night, y'all. Bye.
That's hilarious, yo.
Your body, check it out.